gbígbédè lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o àwa gangan ni bàbá.
Koiki Media, Koiki Media, Koiki Media. We bringing the one closer to your doorstep.
They never sabi wetin we carry for her.
But they move closer before they go sabi.
I said they never know wetin we carry for body.
But they move closer before they go sabi.
Ọ̀kín lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ ìníhùn ló ló lajú.
Ẹyẹ tó lórí kodò bí àdán ọ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀ lẹ́nu.
Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa, ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè gbódúdú àga.
Odùduwà kò bá lè gbé wa.
Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣègìrì ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀ ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé délẹ̀ ìlérí ká wálé gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀ àwa ní mọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri.
Ọmọ Odùduwà ni wá.
Koiki Media àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wàá máa ní.
Kásá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wá kájé bùgbà yín jẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wàá máa ní.
À ń gbé tó lárugẹ à ń gbàsà lárugẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wàá máa ní.
News and sports ẹ máa rí gbọ́.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wàá máa ní.
Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀mí ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. Koiki Media ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájúmọ̀ mi o máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ o. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. À ń gbádùn rẹ ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀mí ṣẹ́yìn ló máa fi dìbò tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé máa dé, ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ gbàjòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ, àjòjì tó bá wọ bẹ́ẹ̀ á tẹ̀lé ní ẹbọra. Ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó kóyìnbó tó dé, ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó náà dẹ́ tún pọ̀ sí o. Koiki Media ṣàwa ní bàbá. Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àdáńtọ́ àtúnpèrègèdè.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àwa là ń gbé tò lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o tọkàntọkàn.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Ikú tó ṣe bí lébi òsì àdìmú bàbá iyọ̀.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
We bring you work closer to your doorstep.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ o tó ń kan gígo lára ni.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àpèrègèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́ àwa ní bàbá o.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹ gbé polówó ọjà yín wá o.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Odùduwà la gbé dání òtítọ́ la gbé dání.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
A kì í sọ̀dálẹ̀ a kì í sódì kẹta.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àdúró tán àtúnpèrègèdè.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Koiki Media we bring you work closer to your doorstep.
Àwọn ní bàbá.
Koiki Media is around.
To give us latest.
Is around o.
Give us latest.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó pọ̀jù owó.
ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó pọ̀jù.
A tún ń bọ̀ nísìn ó kù díẹ̀ ẹ fún mi ní few minutes ẹ̀yin tèmi ṣáájú tó rẹ́dì fún rọ̀lẹ́ yìí àwọn service chiefs kò dá Yorùbá nation dúró ẹ má ẹ̀kọ́ dá ìbá tí mò ń bọ̀ nà ẹ ká fi léè ṣe ẹ fún mi ní few minutes ó kù díẹ̀ a máa connect gbogbo ẹ̀ papọ̀ ra wọn nísìn ẹ kọ́kọ́ gbádùn Ìgbòho ṣàì náà ẹni tí Ọlọ́run ti dá ó yá Ìgbòho bá ń bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀.
ọmọ Ìbàràpá lápapọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ àdúgbò lọ́wọ́ àti ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ tìlẹ̀ tókó ẹ̀mí àpọ̀ ẹ̀bá nǹkan mọ́ Adéyẹmọ Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho orúkọ ńlá tí ń jámọ̀ láyà yàrá orúkọ tó ń dẹrù ìbò lórúkọ gan. ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sọ torí pé wòrà akọ̀lé fojú gbogbo láyé títa ríro lọ́dà kọlà wúrà tó máa dán alànà kọjá dandan o. ọ̀wọ́n ẹ̀rín ní má bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀nà ẹ̀dá kan lè ṣe wá lọ́nà mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ àtìmọ̀ ṣọ̀ṣọ́ ká lè lè bí rere ẹ̀jẹ̀ àjọ gbárùkù ti Sunday Ìgbòho ṣá ọmọ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ nínú alágbàdo òde ọmọ atakẹ́tẹ́ wọnú omi ọmọ dèdèrè wo ló sọ̀yà ìsọ̀yà òrẹ́ràn bàbá yín láàrin ìdí omi kò sí náà nǹkan sí yín lẹ́nu ọmọ òkúta mẹ́ta òkè Ìgbòho ìkan ṣe yí dágbàdàbọ̀ ìkan ní mọ́ rọra ìkan tó kù nígbà tí wọ́n mọ̀ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ kí ló dé Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ sí ọmọ òkòkò sàn ìgbàgede Ìgbòho sùn wọn lálàìsí fẹ́rẹ́ wọn ní kó ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó máa kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ ẹ̀sìn òní bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀sìn bá bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho áfíkan pọpọ sísí ámúkan yòókù bọ sànyà átúmúyà rẹ tí ò lọ́rọ̀ gbọ́ áfíṣẹrù wálé wàrà kùndé ọmọ onílé ọlà àwọn àjèjì tó ń ṣe dédédé tọ́láwọn oníbomi kò sí wọn láwọn oníbomi sànyà wẹsẹ̀ gbàgbójú tó fi kọ́ gbogbo wọn náà sáré bomi kò sí wọn sì bomi sànyà wẹsẹ̀ ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta òde ayé ọ̀kan ṣẹ́ ọ̀kan tẹ̀ ọ̀kan tó kù ní gbogbo ayé ránṣẹ́ kiri gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá Sunday Ìgbòho onílé rẹ̀ láéláé torí àbá lásán nìkan ń dá òkúta òṣèṣe fún wọn o ìmọ̀ràn lásán ní ti balùwẹ̀ kò pọ́ sí gbogbo dòdò láyé yìí ó kù díẹ̀ kí tọ́ domi láéláé ìtọ́ nílé domi Sunday Ìgbòho arógun má ti di tó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ Yorùbá ní ilé tó kó.
All right, I'll connect to studio this thing. We're 8 minutes behind schedule. We're my jọra on this for many few minutes.
Join every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK. Get all the information.
1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK.
Let's get out the door and become finished. Remember, don't let life take you. Rather, your future.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car,
At work,
at home.
on your smartphone.
This is Star Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow. Wednesday. It is the Wednesday edition. It is 10 minutes past. It is the Star Radio UK network. And I say good evening once again to all our listeners and viewers from around the world. and welcome to the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. You might be asking why I'm laughing, and I'm going to be telling you a reason why, in just about a few minutes. First and foremost, let me appreciate my producer, Mr. Frank David, Mr. Archie. Frank, you must send us jollof fries, It seems that, you're spending more than enough time on the other side of the globe. And I would like to say, remember that, we have to eat what they call the jollof fries. But the only difference is that the Yoruba owns the jollof fries. But for whatever reason, the Yoruba people who, from the southwest part of what is known as Nigeria, have literally believed so much that, their belief, their mind is that Nigeria, is the best option as we have it, especially, when we have a Yoruba president. But he's not actually a Yoruba president, but he's a Nigerian president. I'm talking about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It is the Star Radio UK network. My name is Olawumi Koiki. I'd like to say good evening to my beautiful mother, and first and foremost to, the family of a beloved mother, a grandmother, that passed on in London. They are doing what they call, part of the service for her. That a lot of people probably neglect because of the terrorism in Nigeria. Maybe some of you are not aware. I did receive a special, well, not a special, we received a video, and that video was sent to me by CSI himself. But one thing is, all I can say is that, why do we need to wait until the terrorists kill every one of us? Maybe I should remind you that we are still in danger. We will not be able to show the video, but let me just play one of the audio that came with the video. Let's listen to it before we go into the program.
Young plan is on the 21 oṣù kẹfà 2023. So
So for those that do not understand the Yoruba that is being spoken in that video, what is happening there is that today, the 21st of June, 2023, there was another attack by Fulani terrorists. And we have to clarify those that are doing this attack. You know, they are the Fulani that have been disturbing the Yoruba and the other part of Nigeria. And the only thing we can say is, are there going to be any changes with all these new faces? These are the new faces that are now in charge of the security of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Are we going to see anything different from the previous ones? These are the questions that so many Nigerians are asking today. All I can say is that Nigeria is going through a turbulence, and until the Yoruba people and those that want a proper dissolution of Nigeria, Nigeria is too big. You might not really understand why we say that we cannot continue to live in denial. Nigeria needs to be broken into smaller particles so that we can have an opportunity, so that we can be able to do exactly what we want to do, not what Nigeria wants us to do by not able to provide the enabling security for as many Nigerians as we say today. So I can only pray for so many Yoruba and the rest of the Nigerians that are facing these terrible attacks by the Fulani terrorists on a daily basis in what is known as Nigeria. But one thing we can also say is that, are we going to sit back Nigerians and allow these attacks to continue? But one thing we can say is that, on an average, if you do nothing, terrorism will continue to happen. If you say nothing, then you are also promoting the wrongdoing. Good evening to Kingsley. Nnamdi Kanu has now spent 2 years in the custody of the DSS. Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho, by the 1st of July, in the next couple of days, it will literally make it 2 years that his home was destroyed. Not just a home, he was almost assassinated. It was a government intention to kill him and take him out because he's asking for one thing, asking for the right of the Yoruba people that are being killed in the southwest. Also, 2 innocent lives were killed, and as we speak today, nobody is saying anything to those lives. Good evening to you, Comrade Shegun Ono. Good evening to you, Mrs. Grace Olushoto. Akinlade Emmanuel, good evening to you. Good evening to you, Alaja Barua. Good evening to you, Chief Bangola. Chief Bangola. Good evening to my beautiful mother. Good evening to Mrs. Folashade Johnson. Good evening to you, Mr. Stephen. Good evening to those of you that have joined us and those that believe that we, the Yoruba people, will not be carried away by the new appointment of the government of Bola Tinubu. It does not make any difference. Bola Tinubu has the right to protect Nigerians. That is the reason why he has brought in all those new chief of staff, those that can make difference. This is the Star Radio UK network. This comes up every Wednesday between 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., where we look at every situation room as we speak right now in Nigeria. Like I said, let me first appreciate all our listeners, our viewers from different parts of the globe. And we must remind you, good evening to you, Undi Innovative. Good evening to you, our grandmother, Felicia Ajagbe. Good evening to you, Ajibade Didi. Good evening to you, Luke 604. Good evening to you, Prince Ade Oloyombo. Tenny 01, and it's not the other Tenny that has been disturbing the social media space. I am not going to focus my mind on those that are trying to destroy the movement. I am going to focus our mind. Good evening to you, Pastor Mo. Welcome to the program. And also, we appreciate those of you that believe that we are still on the right track. It does not matter how many distractions is coming out there. Good evening to you, our mother, Elizabeth Ode Lola, and everyone that believes that the Yoruba people should not get carried away because Bola Tinubu is giving us a Yoruba chief of staff, a Yoruba first time at the custom. It is a good initiative because we have been marginalized for a very long time. So if we now have a Yoruba Inspector General of Police, it is our right. We are the majority in Nigeria, but Nigeria has literally kept us behind for a very long time. And that is why in the last so many years, a Yoruba man has not been in charge of the custom that believe that we should be the one that is part of the custom. So when people say that, why are we excited? Why are we jubilating that we have a Yoruba Inspector General of Police? Tell them that we have the right to be happy, but it is only for 4 years. All this is only a temporary measure. The better option at 1621 on the Star Radio Network is for us to have our own self-independent country called a Yoruba nation, a Yoruba Oduduwa Republic, whatever name we want to call it. But for now, so many Yoruba people are excited. And we say, you must be excited. Do not let anybody intimidate you. But let me remind you, it is only there for the next 4 years. We are not going to be there forever. Omitola Kehinde, good evening to you. Shout out to all my good friends in Manchester, in Luton, in Milton Keynes, Walata. Good evening to you. Good evening to all the Yoruba media that are working very hard. Good evening to you, Imperial Majesty. Don't forget, we also need political power to get Yoruba Nation. Yes, I love that. I have always said it that we will do whatever it takes to get Yoruba Nation. So Tinubu being part of the Nigeria political system, there's nothing wrong in that. But we hope that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that is a very highly intelligent human being. We know his capacity. We have seen it before. There is no doubt in our mind that Bola Tinubu will be able to take us through the process that East Timor did, and they end up having their own country after a president was changed when the other president or a military dictator for 30 years. Well, they had a new president in Indonesia in 1999, and that new individual allowed the referendum of East Timor, and today East Timor is now a country. So there's no doubt in our mind, yes, we need that political power. That is there now, and we will give him as much time, because what we are discussing is not just going to happen overnight. But yes, as many Yoruba people believe that we should have got our nation even as last year. We should have even got our nation even as far back as 3 years ago, 10 years ago. But all these things don't happen as we might want it. So when people say that, oh, Yoruba nation, Yoruba nation, you guys are deceiving us. No. It is a process. Even Scotland, next week, no, this week, Saturday, the Scottish people are coming out again for a massive protest to tell the Westminster and the British Parliament that they must be given another referendum so that they can have their way out of what is called the Union of Great Britain. So you are quite right, Imperial Majesty King Adeoye. We should try to penetrate through the political power, because what we know as we speak right now is that we don't have a referendum clause in the 1999 fraudulent military dictat. But should Bola Ahmed Tinubu do nothing? You can see the way I was laughing. If the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu do nothing between now and then, oh my Lord, the Yoruba people will smell pepper. What do you hear? The Yoruba people will smell pepper. Good evening to you, Mrs. Ruth. So, everything that we are discussing tonight, good evening to you, Abayomi, and welcome to the program. And shout out to all my family in Ogun State. The new Inspector General of Police, we say thank you so much to Bola Tinubu. Yes, I say thank you so much, because we have been marginalized to the extent that one particular ethnic group believe that it can take control of what belongs to us in the waterway. Buhari was almost going to allow the waterway to go out of our possession. Good evening to those of you on the Mix LR. Wow, Comrade Plan B. Good evening to you, YòRÀBÁ, and the rest of you in Oyo State. Good evening to all our sister network broadcasts. And once again, this is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. This is how we do it every Wednesday. We talk about the issues having effect on Nigerian. Oh, shout out to those of you that saw me at the Nigerian High Commission today. I wasn't going inside. I was just on my way to number 10 Downing Street. And like I said, I did promise you, I'll be sharing a picture with you. Exclusive. Just make sure you stay tuned before the end of the program. It's an exclusive picture. It's not even out at all. It's only for those of you that are the friends of the Star Radio UK. But what you can also do for us is, how many of you are following us on the Twitter? The Twitter is very hot. What do you think is going to happen to the court case that is still going on? Do you know that you can also... Also, it is called
Star Radio. This is Star Radio UK. This is Star Radio UK.
And again, if you don't know,
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
also, we are also saying to those of you joining us, this is how we do it. And again, if you don't know, it is a welcome to the Star Radio UK network, Mr. Kende Adeyemi. Good evening to those of you in Iseyin. Don't worry. Make una no worry. What you not worry for when you don't get a new chief of army staff? I will be telling you all their names, and I'll be giving you everything you need to know about each and every one of these chief of staff that Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He was a very smart guy. He was not going to leave Nigeria without putting the structure in place. Bola Tinubu, the Jagaban. He was not going to leave anybody that Buhari was putting there because he's very scared. I am you on at Innovative. Okay, thank you so much. You Innovative. Shout out to you, Qualitech, my brother. I hope technology is not yet failing those at the sea. Oh. I've been following the story about these 5 individuals that are below 12,500 feet below the water. Hey, oh my Lord. We pray that there's something that will turn around and will bring them back as quickly as possible. It's not easy. Bola Tinubu removed all the service chief before he traveled to Paris. He's currently there. Good evening to those of you, all our mothers. King, good evening to you. And most importantly, good evening to Professor Oraku Adebanji Akintoye. Good evening to all the Illinois. In Canada, shout out to those of you in Illinois. In the United States of America, Illinois, in Nigeria. But most importantly, under the deputy chairman of the YSDM, called the Yoruba Self-Determination Movement, Chief Banji Ayiloge. I say good evening to you, Daddy. Shout out to everyone that believes in the Biafra movement, in the Yoruba nation struggle, the Niger Delta, not the Asari Dokubo, and everyone who is going to replace power. It seems that there was a conflict news outside yesterday. We thought that it was somebody, but the news seems to be not yet confirmed. Bola Tinubu decided it is time to hang the boot of every one of those criminals that could not protect Nigeria from the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, that was spotted somewhere in Baker Street on his way to pray. Buhari say Baba, Buhari ti sọ̀rọ̀ àti gbọ́. That was Wasiu. Once again, this is the network, this is the station, this is where you can listen to all the news update about Nigeria. Nigeria, according to Router, if you want to find out what is going on, stick to the www.starradiouk network, where you can get all the news. It's called www.starradiouk.com. But most importantly, what is the network news media saying? Adesina Bishop. Buhari has already moved cattle to all our sea beach. Only God knows if those Fulani are intending to move cows inside the sea. A very lunatic man. Buhari, one of the most wicked presidents Nigeria has ever come across. Do you know that according to the World Bank, 64 million Nigerians will be in hunger situation? Hey, oh my Lord, what is going on? Please, Eledumare, save us from what is going on. 64 million Nigerians at risk of hunger by August, according to the World Bank. Are you going to be among them? Congratulations to Nigerians, because each time we tell you that Nigeria is a big, gigantic country that has so much but little less to offer Nigerians. But the most important thing in every country is security. If the security is wrong, then every single one of you is in danger. You cannot run your business. You cannot run logistics. Do you know that Amazon runs a lot of logistics around the world? We would have loved the same situation where Amazon can operate in Nigeria. Hey, but imagine if Amazon have to deliver in Okipukpo. Imagine if Amazon has to deliver in Oshogbo and they have to be attacked by Fulani terrorists. That is the reason why we are saying to so many Yoruba people, it is not about a Yoruba controller in the port. It is not about the chief of army staff, but it is still, like somebody said earlier, don't forget, we also need political power. That is why we say negotiation, discussion, diplomacy, civil disobedience, but most importantly, consultation between the federal government and the Yoruba nation agitation and the Biafra and the Middle Belt and whoever believes that Nigeria is not working for them. And whoever wants to keep Nigeria, they have the right. But the Yoruba people will be given every right that is inalienable according to the 1514 resolution of the United Nations on December 16, 1960. But before we get to that stage, we must first have discussion about the protection of lives and property of every single Nigerian, regardless whether they are from our side or not. And who is going to deal with that? This is where the conversation comes tonight. It's all about the service chief. Let me say this clearly. No one. Kingsley said, prison break during Buhari. Oh, you are reminding me about the bad Buhari under Raufu Aregbe Mugo. So much atrocity happened during the 8 years that I'm sure that Bola Tinubu might be protecting Buhari. Once again, I say good evening to Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho. Good evening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Good evening to all the Biafra. I say, oh, hey, Bola Tinubu Igboho. We're going to be coming back to that. But first and foremost, how is this government going to deal with the insecurity? Without a stable country that has security, everyone is in danger. I say the weather is very beautiful today. Shout out to once again those of you that met me at the Nigerian High Commission today, especially somebody that got lost trying to buy postal order. That embassy needs to change. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you need to work on the Nigerian embassy here in London at number 9 Northumberland. We do not want a situation where we are told to go and buy money order when we can do everything with our bank card in 21st century. We are moving forward, we are not moving backward. So I will be expecting some changes, especially at the Nigerian High Commission here in London, where things need to change. You can continue to disturb Nigeria. Imagine I have to travel all the way from Southampton. This young man said to me, I've never been to London. I am from Southampton. I don't know where is London. I don't know where the post office is. And I've been told to go and get the postal order. I am directing this now to Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There should be changes at the Nigerian High Commission because so many Nigerians are facing difficulties to get their Nigerian passport across the world. What is going on? Oh my Lord. How can we have a country that is still operating like an analog? Aziz, oh, all the way from Miami. I cannot love you less, my brother. Shout out to those of you in Miami, in America. Adebanjo Oluwasegun say,
father of all Yoruba Nation media, one man to Mo. He said, now wow. I was at the Nigerian High Commission today, not on a courtesy visit. You know, I'm not sure when they're going to invite me. They need to invite me now. Maybe when Bola Tinubu comes to London, I will probably come and get to speak to Bola Tinubu and ask him when he's going to do the needful so that the Yoruba people can exit Nigeria. That will be my question to him. I can't wait to see him in London, but currently he's in Paris, and I can't fly down there, because, for one reason or the other. Pastor Mo said, correct, the suffering is too much. The Nigerian embassy is a hellfire. Good evening to you, my brother. One man went to Mo. Hey, what is going on with somebody that has decided that he will pay 67,000 pounds to go and visit the Titanic? Let me ask this question. Who is going to, among you right now, okay, let's say you have, 67,000 pounds. Will you use that money? I mean, if you have enough, are you going to travel down 12,500 feet under the ocean to go and see the wreckage of Titanic? Be honest with me. Who's going to do that? Kingsley says, postal order money goes straight to their pocket. What? Bola Tinubu, the president. They are doing fraud at the Nigerian embassy. Oh, please. So many Nigerians are complaining. I met a young man from Southampton. Most of them are complaining. Good evening to you, Mr. Whale, and the Mo Adetula. I hope I didn't massacre the name. There are too many fraud going on. Excuse me. There's a lot of fraud going on at the embassy. We know that. If London is fraud, then definitely the one in America, in New York, in Togo, excuse me. There's a lot of fraud going on in Nigeria embassy. Dami Emmanuel, good evening to you. The question that I want to focus back now is about the service chief. Let's talk about them. What are your expectations as Nigerian? What do you think they're going to be doing? According to Router, Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu removed security chiefs in a major reshuffle. Abuja, June 19, Reuters. Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made a sweeping changes to the defense forces on Monday, forcing out the security chiefs and the head of police less than a month after taking office. Tinubu, who was sworn in on May 29, has made security one of his major priorities and promised to reform to the sector, including recruiting of more soldiers, giving them agbado and cassava. 50 million. Recruit them into the soldier. What are they going to eat? Agbado, cassava? I don't know whether he still believes in that, but he said it. And also the police officer, while paying and equipping them better. Nigerian military is stretched, fighting a long-running Islamic Fulani insurgency in the northeast, not only in the northeast, in the southwest, in the southeast, also as many Nigerians as at today. Somewhere in Yoruba land, there was a report that Fulani killed as many people. Some are already dead as we speak right now, while some are in the hospital. Wahala. Again, are you ready to pay 67,000 pounds to visit the wreckage of the Titanic? Aziz Shakiru, good evening to you. Pero, good evening and welcome. Nigerian embassy in London is a mess, and we hope Bola Tinubu will reshuffle every single one of them, remove whoever needs to be removed, because Nigeria cannot continue to suffer even if we have to have a final dissolution of the country. Let's go further. It is not unusual for a new Nigerian president to send security chiefs into the early retirement upon taking office, as Bola Tinubu did on Monday. He has picked YòRÀBÁ, a former senior police officer and the ex-head of the country's economic and financial crime, as his national security advisor. Major General Christopher Musa, who until last year was leading the army fight against the insurgency, takes over as the new Chief of Defense Staff from Lucky Irabo. Remember that the former Chief of Defense Staff, Lucky Irabo, I don't understand when these people come to London, they don't want everybody to know. You must tell Nigerians that you are coming down here so that we can have a town hall meeting and ask you questions. And I hope the new security chiefs will be doing what they call a town hall conversation with every Nigerian to find a lasting solution to the problem of the insurgency. Oh my God. Again, if you're joining me for the first time, it is called
Radio UK. This is Star Radio UK. This is Star Radio UK.
Once again, shout out to Mr. Archie and the rest of the team that are working behind. Musa takes over the leadership of the military in the aftermath of a router report last year that the Nigerian army was running a secret and illegal abortion program. Nigeria army running abortion program. I hope things will change, at least pending the time that everybody will find a lasting solution to our problem, which is a Yoruba nation country, the right to our sovereignty. Let's go further. Musa denied the program ever existed, but router reporting was part of a foreign effort to undermine the country fight against the insurgents. Tinubu also named a new commander of the Army, Navy, and the Air Forces, as well as a new head of the Nigerian Customs Service that a lot of Yoruba people are now like, wow, we don't get a Yoruba man. We now have a Yoruba custom. Look at his eyes. You can see he looks like me. You understand what I know? You get me? But remember, this one is only for 4 years. After 4 years, Bola Tinubu needs to negotiate another 4 years. And we hope in that period, it will do what needs to be done so that Nigeria can decide whether we want to stay together or we just want to allow a peaceful dissolution of the country. Good evening to you, Mr. Sunday Makinde, and welcome to the live transmission. My name again is Olamiko Ike. Shout out to those of you on the MixLR. Shout out to each and everyone that have joined us on the network. DG_75 say, reshuffling of all the service chief. Reshuffling of all the service chief means nothing to me because it is turn by turn. Nigeria Limited, Yoruba Nation is what I want. Maize Gold, good evening and welcome to each and all the quiet listeners that refuse to put a comment out there. Shout out to my brother who will be coming to you very soon, all the way in the Southwest, where you're going to be telling us everything about what your group are doing when it comes to farming in Yoruba land. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ wa, ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́ á máa jalè. Who remember that song? Ìwé kíkọ́ láì kí ọgbọ́n kò tí a dá kò yí pé o. So ní agbára Elédùmarè ní alẹ́ yìí a máa láǹfààní àti gbọ́ gbogbo tí àwọn kan ń ṣe nínú ẹgbẹ́ Yorùbá Nation nípa nǹkan ìgbìn. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ni wọ́n máa ṣàlàyé fún wa lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ní àṣálẹ́ yìí. Látara àwọn tí wọ́n jọ ń darí ètò náà, Ògúntádé Ṣeun say politician purposefully plan what is going on. Okay, I hope that the Chief of Staff and the Inspector General of Police, the new Inspector General of Police, let me give you the background. We will try as much as possible to see if we can give you the background of each and every one of these individuals, if time permits. So, but for now, let's go back again. My discussion tonight is focused around the new service chiefs. That Bola Tinubu was a very smart man. He was not going to leave everyone that Buhari was putting there and travel out of the country. Imagine if he comes back and there's a coup. Bola Tinubu, the Jagaban, is not going to take any chances. He removed every single one of them without leaving anybody behind. He's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. Once again, Sahid Jimo, thank you so much for joining us. And to the rest of you that are still watching us, I say welcome to what we call the Star Radio UK network. Once again.
This is Star Radio UK. This is Star Radio UK.
Yes, it is called the Star Radio UK. This is how we roll it out every Wednesday from 6 p.m. up to 8:30 p.m. local time in London, where we discuss about Nigeria, we discuss about the current situation, we focus on the current affair. But if you have not joined us on the Star Radio UK on Twitter, what are you doing? You need to join us on the Star Radio UK network. Shout out to my beautiful mom. I was able to see her this afternoon. And I say, good evening, mother, and welcome to those of you in Ghana, in Dubai, in America, in Canada. Shout out to those of you in every part of Africa, especially those that are in Benin Republic. I say, Chalafia Lewa. Thank you so much once again. As we say all the time, excuse me, a lot of dust, as you can tell, the weather is very, very tiny. When I went to the number 10 Downing Street, the officer was saying to me as I was approaching the security gate, the weather is not blowing any wind. And I was thinking to myself, it's UK now, it's UK weather. What do you think? The UK weather never gives you what you want. So we hope and pray that everyone involved in the search and rescue of these 5 innocent lives that is now stuck under the water, we pray that it is going to get... Wow! I'm just getting a news. I am just getting a breaking news. Wow! A breaking news from Simon Ekpa. Well, it's about almost 2 hours ago, but it says the Boko Haram ambushed the Nigerian army when they come to Izombo. They brag after killing Biafra women and children. I'll see if I can get that soundtrack. How many people have seen that images? There's a lot going on in Nigeria. We pray for, as many people that are facing difficulties. I can see as many soldiers on the floor. Some of them are injured, and some of them are dead. That is the news that I've just spotted on the Twitter handle of the government in exile, the Prime Minister of the Biafra, Simon Ekpa. Let me see if the Nigerian army has made any reference to that. And I hope it's not a new video. Maybe it's not. I don't know yet. Okay, this is what we are saying. There hasn't been any update, even as of today, on the Nigerian army, Twitter feed. I don't know how this organization operates in 21st century. So I will be playing a little bit of the soundtrack of that. But for now, Mrs. Elizabeth Adesoya Muki, Waris, to say the officer need a Yoruba land weather. The officer at the number 10 Downing Street, like I said, I promised to show you an exclusive picture that is not out in the public domain. So make sure you stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Once again, shout out to our mother, Elizabeth Adesoya. Shout out to Elijah Adeyeye. Shout out to all our grandmothers, our bishop, our fathers, all our traditionalists. But most importantly, shout out to every Yoruba man, even if you disagree with the dissolution of Nigeria. I am still on the Situation Room. Let me give you every details that we know. Profile of the Nigerian Chief of Army Staff, Abiodun Lagbaja. Who is Abiodun Lagbaja? Major General Lagbaja replaces Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, who was appointed by the former President Muhammadu Buhari in 2021. The Chief of Army Staff is the one on my right-hand side, for those of you on the screen. Anyway, you can tell from the uniform. The Controller General of the Custom is the one with the gray outfit. So let's give you a background about the new Chief of Army Staff. President Bola Tinubu on Monday have now appointed Major General Tarid Abiodun Lagbaja as the Chief of Army Staff. Remember, I say,
This is Star Radio UK. This is Star Radio UK. In your car, at work, at home,
On your smartphone. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
in your car,
At work.
at home.
On your smartphone. The best radio show. The best radio show. The best radio show.
So that is about it on the Star Radio UK. Once again, tomorrow is the property hour. Make sure you stay tuned. But for now, it is still the Star Radio UK, the Niger Voices. Like I said, we will be heading to Nigeria Southwest, where we have someone that will be telling us about everything we need to know when it comes to farming. These are part of the Yoruba Nation movement that have decided that Mr. Abraham Black, good evening and welcome. Let's go back to Major General Lagbaja that replaced Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya. His early life, he was born in Ilobu, Irepodun, local government area of Osun State on the 28th of February 1968. He attended local authority teachers college demonstration school Oshogbo between 1973 and 1979. He went on further to attend St. Charles Grammar School Oshogbo from 1979 to 1984. He attended the Polytechnic Ibadan from 1984 to 1986, where he obtained the West African School Certificate Advanced Level. He was admitted into the Nigerian Defense Academy on the 12th of September 1987 as a member of the 39th Regular Corps. He commissioned as a second on the 19th September 1992 into the Nigerian Army Infantry Corps. Some of the courses: a company amphibious operation course, amphibious training school between May and June 1993, a young officer course infantry, Nigerian Army School of Infantry, Jaji, from September to December 1993 with a C+, a basic airborne course, Nigerian Army School of Infantry, Jaji, between March to April 1995, not graded. Advanced Airborne Course, Nigerian Army School Infantry, Jaji, from November to December 1995, not graded. Amphibious Staff Operation Course, Amphibious Training School from September to December 1997, C. Company Commander Course, Nigerian Army School of Infantry, Nigerian Infantry, from September to December 2009. Once again, this is still Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Once again, Military Observer Course, Peacekeeping Wing, Nigerian Army School of Infantry, Jaji, from February to May 2008 with a B. He also went to ECOWAS Standby Forces Battalion Command Post Course, Peacekeeping Center, Bamako, Mali, from June to August 2010, not graded. Also, a strategic and leadership course, the U.S. Army War College, from April 2003 to June 2014, not graded. Command and Staff Instructional Appointment, 93 Battalion from 1992 to 1995 as a platoon commander. 72 Special Force Battalion from 1995 to 2001 as a platoon commander. Nigerian Defense Academy from 2001 to 2004 as an instructor. And so he has a lot. Let's talk about the promotion history. Second lieutenant from 12th of September 1987, lieutenant from 12th of September 1991. He was a captain on the 12th of September 1995, a major on the 12th of September 2000, a lieutenant colonel on the 12th of September 2005, a colonel on the 12th of September 2010, a brigadier general on the 12th of September 2015, a major general on the 12th of September 2019. He also has some award next to him. Force Service Staff, Meritorious Service Staff, Service Star, Forces Service Star, Distinguished Service Star, a Past Staff Course Plus, Fellow United States Army War College, Commander Medal, Field Command Medal, Field Command Medal of Honor, General Operation Medal, Operation Ammon Medal, United Nations Peacekeeping Operation Medal, Operation Lafiado. I remember that Operation Lafiado. I remember that name very well. The Operation Lafiado. Let's take you through a little bit about that Operation Lafiado. Operation Lafiado, according to what we have, was a kind of an operation. You know, the Nigerian army always have. It was then the former General Yaya. Let's talk about that particular operation. It was an operation just like so many Operation Python Dance that went on to kill so many people, that also almost eliminate Nnamdi Kanu, but he survived it. So the troops of Operation Lafia Do in 2020, according to the news from the Nigerian military, troops of Operation Lafia Do sustained their onslaught against the Boko Haram and the ISWAP criminal across the northeast. It is evident from recent encounter with the Boko Haram and the ISWAP that the resilience of the troops of Operation Lafia Do is being sustained across the northeast theater of operation, resulting to high Boko Haram and ISWAP casualties on both men and equipment, as well as capture or surrendering of some of their fighters. In their resolve to end Boko Haram and ISWAP menace, the northeast region between the 1st and the 30th of June 2020, the gallant troops of Operation Lafia Do had a total of 17 encounters with the terrorists, neutralizing 75 of them in the process. The encounter also led to the capture of assaulted arms and large capture of ammunition, including one anti-aircraft gun, 13 AK-47, one sniper rifle, 21 locally made guns, 2 Danny guns, 1 rocket propeller gun. Others include 3 hand grenade, 5 So you can tell that this new chief of defense staff has been on the operation field. But the question I'm asking tonight is it going to make any difference? Some of his academic qualification, he has a BSc in Geography, Nigerian Defense Academy in 2001, a Master's Strategy study at the United States Army War College in 2014, Operation participated in also is Operation Harmony in Bakassi Peninsula in 1996 to 2000, United Nations mission. Remember that the Nigerian Army are always doing very well outside, but for whatever reason, they are not doing very well in Nigeria. Is because it has been compromised by the Fulani cabals that have strangled somebody like the former Buratai, the chief of army staff, should now be detained, but is still an ambassador. And I hope the current President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will ask for the arrest, just as Emefiele has been detained, and so many of them like that. Waris Jinadu said, beside Bakassi, Nigerian military get ranks throughout. Nigerian military get ranks throughout, but for whatever reason, they are not doing very well on the ground. Thank you so much, Mrs. Elizabeth. Waris went on to say, Nigerian military get ranks through coup d'etat. Okay. Looting, suppressing civilian rights, civilian politics, violating the human rights. Nigeria has never engaged any international neighboring conflict post Bakassi. Thank you so much. Keep your comment coming. What is your take? Abraham says, Yoruba nation, no going back. Definitely, there's no going back. Good evening to you, Mr. Dari Joe, and then also those of you that have joined us on the Instagram tonight. Once again, this is the network called the Star Radio UK, and we appreciate those of you that have joined us so far. So I'm asking the question tonight, as we now have a full profile, is married to Mrs. Maria Abiodun Lagbaja, and the marriage is also blessed with 2 beautiful children. His hobby is watching documentary and reading biography. That is the profile of your new chief of army staff. What do you think about that? What is your take? I'm going to give you the wrap-up of the names of each and every one, but also some of the news headline. Bill Gates explained how having a big diaspora can be healthy. What does it mean by that? I don't know. I'll be telling you what Bill Gates is saying. Once again, remember, you can only follow us on the Star Radio UK network so that you can get all the latest updates each time we come live and tell you a little bit more. As we go into the next section of the program in the next few minutes, where we'll be joined by one of the Yoruba Nation campaigner telling us what they are doing when it comes to the current famine in Yoruba land. But for now, I promise to, Bola Tinubu is currently, as we speak right now, in Paris for the finance summit. Expectation in Paris is all now set for the new global financial pact that is coming up on the 22nd and the 23rd. The president arrived in Paris yesterday. Today is the end, a high-level meeting by the president, Bola Tinubu, and Nigeria stand to benefit from the 2-day global summit. Even though there's a video, but there's no audio. I don't know, maybe it's NTA. Thank you so much. And now, okay, there's an explosion in Paris. 16 people are injured. Again, this is another news that is just coming to my network here. 7 people are now in a critical condition. 9 are in a serious condition after an explosion in the 5th abutment of Paris. BFM report, according to the prosecutor, the cause of the explosion has not yet been determined. Eyewitness report a strong smell of gas. According to the mayor's office of the district, the explosion occurred in the building of the Place Alphanos Laveran near the Design School of America Academy of Paris. Mayor Anna Hidalgo arrived at the scene. A lot of buildings have already been collapsed, and we pray for those in that part of the globe. Remember that Bola Tinubu, our president, is currently in Paris as well, and that is another breaking news there. So let's listen to this. So again, this is this military attack. It's an ambush. So many military have died. I can see them in the image, in the video right in front of me. No any military ambulance. Well, let's come back to the program. Nigeria is full of so much going on. Let's now discuss a little bit more about what Bill Gates is saying. I'm not too sure. Japa, Bill Gates explained how having a big diaspora can be healthy. I am not one who believes that no one should go away or that blocking that completely is healthy thing. The philanthropy stressed. Bill Gates has weighed in on the recent surge in the number of young Nigerian professionals leaving the country for greener pasture because Nigeria is not working. The Microsoft co-founder addressed the so-called Japa phenomenon on Wednesday today during an interactive section with innovators on advancing Africa, unleashing the power of the youth in science and innovation held in Lagos. All this is not going to make any difference, Bill Gates. What we are asking for, tell Bola Tinubu the breakup of Nigeria will allow a better innovative of the Yoruba people as against the Nigeria that is full of so much of identity crisis. He went on further to say, in sense, people living is a good thing if you are up the amount of training you are doing, he said. Having a big diaspora that includes people coming back into business. Hey, Bill Gates, please stop there. Stop there now. Adeshina says, when will our people understand that Nigeria is in a war situation? Mrs. Elizabeth Odetola said, let him come and use his wealth of experience for Yoruba nation. Thank you so much. Bill Gates is saying that, we should come back and do business when there's no country to come and do the business. Bill Gates thinks that because he has access to travel around with a lot of security, that is the same thing that Nigerians are doing, having the same opportunity. He must be dreaming. According to Bill Gates, in an instant where the government provides subsidized medical education, one almost wishes that a little bit of that resources you get overseas would help the government increase the training. Otherwise, there is a significant shortage in some of those skills, he noted. I am not someone who believes that no one should go away or that blocking that completely is healthy thing, the philanthropy stress. pointing out the similarities Nigerians share with India and China in the export of talent. He also highlighted the many innovative immigrant doctors had spent some time in the UK and the US as part of their training. This idea that people go away and do great work, but then they come back, if you get that imbalance and figure out the education funding piece of that, that is a super healthy thing in computer science, in health, in business, and other areas, Bill Gates said. You say some of our doctors can go get a very high salary in the UK and US. Some of them will pay to their family broadly, and some of them will return. Nobody's returning to Nigeria that doesn't have full security. It's now coming up to 5 minutes past 7 p.m. Like I said, in the next few minutes, I will be joined by one of the Yoruba nation that are doing very well, trying their best when it comes to the Yoruba nation, when it comes to the also what we can talk about in terms of agbe, farming. At this junction, it's going to be a little bit of the Yoruba for the next half an hour, and then we come back onto the program again where we discuss everything that we need to know when it comes to Yoruba nation. But for now, maybe we should listen to these, and by the time I come back, I will prepare you to join our guest that is going to talk to us about kí ló ń ṣe nípa nǹkan àgbẹ̀, bá ṣe ń ṣe nǹkan. How many people know how to farm? People just say, I want to farm. Mo fẹ́ di àgbẹ̀. But do you understand what it means to be a farmer? Today, I was listening to the breakfast show here in UK, and they were at the cattle market, and the farmers are complaining that they are also being affected by the inflation. The cost of milk is gone up. So let's listen to this, and we come back in a short while.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti ṣe mọ̀ pé nítorí nǹkan kan la ṣe ṣẹ̀dá nǹkan kan, nítorí èyí báyìí la ṣe ṣẹ̀dá ìrìkì, nítorí kí a lè lé ìṣẹ́ òun ìyà àjàjù láwùjọ wa àti kí ebi ọ̀gàjà fọwọ́ mẹ́kẹ́ ò lè dùn ọ̀gbàgbé láwùjọ wa. Òun làwọn ẹgbẹ́ kan ṣe dìde sí ètò ìsọdọ̀tun ìjọba nílẹ̀ yìí, ṣé a mọ̀ pé ọlọ́tọ̀ nítòun ọ̀tọ̀ ló ṣe kọ́lé ẹ̀ lára ọ̀tọ̀. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ agbára owó ìtọ̀gbìn nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lábẹ́ olùdásílẹ̀ bàbá wa Timothy Adéọ̀sùn, Thank you Jesus, ṣetán láti gbé agbára wọ ìtọ̀gbìn ní gbogbo kọ̀ọ̀kan ilẹ̀ yìí, láti ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ ní tóbi dé ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ àti káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè wa lápapọ̀, láti máa gbé agbára wọ ìtọ̀gbìn bíi iṣu, kòkó, pákí, ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀, kòkó àti obì àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Kí ẹ sì máa wo, wọ́n ti ya àwọn ilẹ̀ kan sọ́tọ̀ káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè yìí fún ìtọ̀gbìn ọ̀hún àti ètò ààbò tó péye láyìíká oko wa. Àwa ń rawọ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ sí àwọn ẹlẹ́yinjú àánú fún ìrànlọ́wọ́ èyíkéyìí tó lè mú wa tẹ̀síwájú lórí ètò ọ̀hún. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa níbi ètò ọ̀hún náà, àwọn nọ́mbà yìí ni kẹ́ ẹ máa ta kẹ́ ẹ máa tó. +234-8036754316. Nọ́mbà olùdásílẹ̀ wa nù tàbí +44-7447-039942 +234-8173-629859 +971-5522-57601.
So now, okay, let's take that one more time, and then we will now, make our contact on the ground. Let's hear that one more time. Yeah, go ahead and continue.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti ṣe mọ̀ pé nítorí nǹkan kan la ṣe ṣẹ̀dá nǹkan kan, nítorí èyí báyìí la ṣe ṣẹ̀dá ìrìkì, nítorí kí a lè lé ìṣẹ́ òun ìyà àjàjù láwùjọ wa àti kí ebi ọ̀gàjà fọwọ́ mẹ́kẹ́ ò lè dùn ọ̀gbàgbé láwùjọ wa. Òun làwọn ẹgbẹ́ kan ṣe dìde sí ètò ìsọdọ̀tun ìjọ̀gbìn nílẹ̀ yìí, ṣé a mọ̀ pé ọlọ́tọ̀ nítòun ọ̀tọ̀ ló wọ́n ṣe kọ́lé ẹ̀ lára ọ̀tọ̀. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ gbígbé agbára owó ètò ọ̀gbìn nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lábẹ́ olùdásílẹ̀ bàbá wa Timothy Adéọ̀sùn Thank you Jesus ṣetán láti gbé agbára wọ ètò ọ̀gbìn ní gbogbo kọ̀ọ̀kọ́ndù ilẹ̀ yìí láti ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ ní tóbi dé ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ àti káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè wa lápapọ̀ láti máa gbé agbára wọ ètò ọ̀gbìn bíi iṣu, kòkó, pákí, ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀, kòkó àti obì àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Kí ẹ sì máa wo wọ́n ti ya àwọn ilẹ̀ kan sọ́tọ̀ káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè yìí fún ètò ọ̀gbìn ọ̀hún àti ètò ààbò tó péye láyìíká oko wa. Àwa ń rawọ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ sí àwọn ẹlẹ́yinjú àánú fún ìrànlọ́wọ́ èyíkéyìí tó lè mú wa tẹ̀síwájú lórí ètò ọ̀gbìn ọ̀hún. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa nídìí ètò ọ̀gbìn ọ̀hún náà, àwọn nọ́mbà yìí ni kẹ́ ẹ máa ta kẹ́ ẹ máa tọ̀. +2348036754316 nọ́mbà olùdásílẹ̀ wa nù tàbí +447447039942 +23481736859
Now, a máa bá bàbá wa tí wọ́n jẹ́ ìkànnà àwọn tí wọ́n ń darí ẹgbẹ́ tí a mọ̀ sí ètò ààbò tó péye fún iṣẹ́ ọ̀gbìn nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, ìyẹn bàbá wa Timothy tí a máa bá sọ̀rọ̀ láìpẹ́ yìí. Orí ètò Star Radio UK náà ni a ṣe wà. Ẹ rántí pé mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé n tí wọ́n sọ fún wa àwọn World Bank wọ́n ní tó máa fi di ìparí oṣù August, wọ́n ní 64 million Nigerians at risk of hunger and also famine. Kí la máa ṣe sí? Ṣé ó dìgbà tí a bá jẹ́ kébi lùyàn pa tán la máa tó gbégbésẹ̀ ni àbí a máa gbégbésẹ̀ ni sí? Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò tí wọ́n ń pè ní Naija Voices lórí ètò Star Radio UK nílùú London. Èní á máa jẹ́ ọjọ́ Wednesday tí a mọ̀ sí mo mọ̀ ní ọjọ́ èdè ti Yorùbá o àfi tí bàbá wa bá máa ràn mí lọ́wọ́. A ní èní ni Wednesday gẹ́gẹ́ bí èdè ti Gẹ̀ẹ́sì pé èní Wednesday 21st of June 2023. Aago 7 ló lù. Òun sì ràn rẹpẹtẹ níbí. Ilẹ̀ á ti máa ṣú lọ́dọ̀ tí yín lọ́hùn-ún. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò bàbá wa. Lákọ̀ọ́kọ́, báwo lójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí lọ́dọ̀ yín? Ẹ bá wa dárúkọ yín fún gbogbo àwọn olólùfẹ́ wa lórí ètò Star Radio UK níbi tí a ti ń gbé tò káàkiri bí gbogbo èèyàn ṣe lè mọ tó ń lọ nílé àtẹni tó ń lọ nílé àti tó ń lọ lẹ́yìn odi. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti ṣe sọ, àsìkò tá a wà yìí òun ni nípa nǹkan ìgbìn tí a fi sọ̀rọ̀ lórí. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò bàbá wa.
Kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ ní gbogbo àgbáńlá, mo kí wa níbi gbogbo tí ẹ ti ń gbọ́ ohùn mi. Mo dẹ̀ àkóṣẹ́ ìlú adẹ́kọ̀ṣẹ́ takuntakun kò ní súwa kò ní rẹwà láṣì. Orúkọ tèmi náà ni Timothy Oṣùn Àgbélọ́ba tí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ sí Thank you Jesus. Ní ọ̀dọ̀ wa bíbá ẹ̀ a wà ní aago 7 ó kọjá ìṣẹ́jú 12 alẹ́ yìí. Mo kí gbogbo lé.
Báwo lójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí lọ́dọ̀ yín lénìí láti àárọ̀ títí di wákàtí? Torí pé lọ́dọ̀ tiwa ọlọ́pàá gan ní Downing Street tí mo lọ lénìí, ó ní atẹ́gùn ọ̀fẹ́ púpọ̀, ó ní òru yìí pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ. Báwo lójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí látọ̀dọ̀ tí yín títí di wákàtí?
Ẹ ṣeun lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Ní ọ̀dọ̀ wa kì í ṣe wípé oòrùn ràn tó bẹ́ẹ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ náà pọ̀ tí oòrùn afẹ́fẹ́ yẹn náà kò pọ̀ jù gẹ́gẹ́ bá ṣe mọ̀ wípé a wà yìí àkókò òjò ni àti wípé a wà ní ìdajì ọdún báyìí tí a máa ń pè ní oṣù June ní agbègbè ibi tí àwa wà
ẹ ṣé gan bàbá wa, torí pé a ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àsìkò tá a máa fi bá yín sọ̀rọ̀, intanet fi bá yín sọ ó pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ. Nítorí pé mò ń wo tí àwọn World Bank, ẹgbẹ́ tí wọ́n ń pè ní World Bank tó máa ń yá àwọn èèyàn lówó, wọ́n sọ nǹkan kan tí mo fi wá ní ǹjẹ́ àwa Nàìjíríà tí a ti wá já àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tá a wà nínú ẹ̀ tá à ń pètò pé a fẹ́ dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí ilẹ̀ òmìnira tiwa. Lákọ̀ọ́kọ́, orúkọ wo ni ẹgbẹ́ tá à ń sọ yìí àti pé irú ẹgbẹ́ wo leléyìí? Torí oríṣiríṣi ẹgbẹ́ ló wà tí wọ́n máa ń dá sílẹ̀, but n tí à ń rí ni pé eléyìí nìkan ṣe pẹ̀lú nǹkan tí a máa sọ pé nǹkan ìgbìn. Ẹ bá wa nà níbẹ̀ fún gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tó ń gbọ́ wa nílé àti ní gbogbo àgbáyé lórí ètò Star Radio UK London.
ẹ ṣe olóòtú mú kí ẹ̀ẹ́dàkùn ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀kù iṣẹ́ ìlú olúwa tó ń fi okun àti agbára yóò máa ràn yín lọ́wọ́. adúpẹ́lọ́wọ́ náà fún ibi tí ọlọ́run ràn wá lọ́wọ́ dé ní ilẹ̀ Odùduwà àti ṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá torí ọlọ́run ti dìde ó sì ti ṣe tán láti gbé wa dìde láti gbé wa sórí sókè. èyí ni ó mú wa gbé ẹgbẹ́ kankan tí à ń pè ní gbígbé agbára wọ ètò àgbẹ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tàbí a lè pè é ní agbára iṣẹ́ ọ̀gbìn ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá torí wípé a rí ebi ń pa àwọn ènìyàn a dẹ̀ ilẹ̀ a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé ilẹ̀ tí Ọlọ́run fún wa ilẹ̀ ọlọ́ràá ni gbogbo kò sí ibi tí a gbé nǹkan tí a ò lè mú nǹkan kàkà yìí tí àwọn ibi tí ò yẹ tó yẹ pé wọn ò tiẹ̀ nírú nǹkan tí a ilẹ̀ tá a ti lọ kó oúnjẹ wá eléyìí ló wá mú wa wò wípé ọmọ Yorùbá ni wá a kì í ṣọ̀lẹ a ní okun agbára a sì tún ní ilẹ̀ tó dáa èyí ló wá gbé ètò yìí àdàgbà tí ètò yìí tó sì sọ alẹ́ bàgẹ́ ẹ̀yìn Yorùbá láti ran gbogbo àgbẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ àti wípé kí ó jẹ́ máa lè wà ní àrọ́wọ́tó wa bó ti tó àti bó ti ṣe yẹ.
bí a bá ń sàn kan pé a fẹ́ ṣe àgbẹ̀ gbogbo ọ̀nà la máa ní bàbá tún kan sílẹ̀ lẹ̀ awù ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló rí lóòótọ́ àbí.
iṣẹ́ ọ̀gbìn ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá torí wípé a rí ebi ń pa àwọn ènìyàn a dẹ̀ ilẹ̀ a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé ilẹ̀ tí Ọlọ́run fún wa ilẹ̀ ọlọ́ràá ni gbogbo kò sí ibi tí a gbé nǹkan tí a ò lè mú nǹkan kàkà yìí tí àwọn ibi tí ò yẹ tó yẹ pé wọn ò tiẹ̀ nírú nǹkan tí a ilẹ̀ tá a ti lọ kó oúnjẹ wá eléyìí ló wá mú wa wò wípé ọmọ Yorùbá ni wá a kì í ṣọ̀lẹ a ní okun agbára a sì tún ní ilẹ̀ tó dáa èyí ló wá gbé ètò yìí àdàgbà tí ètò yìí tó sì sọ alẹ́ bàgẹ́ ẹ̀yìn Yorùbá láti ran gbogbo àgbẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ àti wípé kí ó jẹ́ máa lè wà ní àrọ́wọ́tó wa bó ti tó àti bó ti ṣe yẹ.
bí a bá ń sàn kan pé a fẹ́ ṣe àgbẹ̀ gbogbo ọ̀nà la máa ní bàbá tún kan sílẹ̀ lẹ̀ awù ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló rí lóòótọ́ àbí ìta ń sọ ni pé ká ní iṣẹ́ tí a lè ṣe tí oúnjẹ lè wà tó lè pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ ní ìwọ̀nba táwọn èèyàn lè máa jẹ tó lè máa mu ẹ bá wa ṣàlàyé ṣé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tó máa ń sọ pé tá bá fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan àgbẹ̀ ṣé ilẹ̀ ni ó ń fún wa ní wàhálà ṣé owó ni ṣé tírénìnì ni àti pé ipa wo gan lẹ́yìn kó níwọ̀nba ilé ìtẹ́yìn náà ti ń ṣe àti ìmúlẹ̀ báṣẹ́ dé gan lórí ẹ̀.
ẹ ṣe olóòtú ẹ ṣe olóòtú fún àwọn ìbéèrè tó dáńtọ́ lẹ́nu ìbéèrè tó tí kì í gbà kan kọ̀ọ̀kan nínú èyí tá ẹ béèrè lọ́wọ́ mi. ṣe rí tá a bá sọ nípa ètò ọ̀gbìn jẹ́ nǹkan tí Ọlọ́run kò kún fún jùlọ tó jẹ́ wípé a ò tiẹ̀ bójú wo ibi tó wà ní ìgbà kan wọ́n dúró tì í wọ́n sì ń rí ọjà àti èrè tó dáa tí ó ti tó jẹ́ wípé tá a bá sọ nípa ilé gbọ́ngbọ́n ní ìlú Ìbàdàn tá a bá sọ nípa ètò ṣùgbọ́n ó ṣe ní láàánú pé gbogbo nǹkan wọ̀nyí ó ju àjùrẹ́ yìí eléyìí lọ Ọlọ́run fi wá ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ní àkókò tiwa wọ́n fi gbé wa dìde wípé lákòókò tiwa yìí o ètò yìí a fẹ́ dá a padà a dẹ̀ nílò ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ because máa ṣe ètò ọ̀gbìn ìgbà ti àwọn ayé àtijọ́ èyí táwọn bàbá wa lò tó yẹ pé ẹ̀rọ kó sínú oko wa lóko kó wa máa fọwọ́ fà á máa fi tibí fà á máa fi tọ̀hún wọ́ ètò ọ̀gbìn ìgbàlódé ni a nílò tí a máa ní gbogbo àwọn ètò ìgbàlódé ní àrọ́wọ́tó wa tó lè jẹ́ wípé tẹ̀sán lọ́wọ́ yìí a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ rẹ̀ a sì ti ń tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọn kì í ṣe pé ká bọ́ sórí afẹ́fẹ́ ká máa ja àwọn ìfisójúṣe lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ àwọn àfọ̀n tó jẹ́ pé bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yìí a ti ń gbé àlọ́ àgbàdo wá ti wà ní gbígbé tó jẹ́ wípé ìgbà tẹ́ àwọn èèyàn bá rí tí ètò yìí tó bá délẹ̀ tó bá kalẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn máa béèrè ní pé ní ìbọlẹ̀ gbélé sí báwo lẹ ṣe ṣe a nílò ìrànlọ́wọ́ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ a sì nílò àwọn nǹkan wà fún ètò yìí tó máa kẹsẹ̀ jáde torí pé gbogbo ipá tí à ń sá náà ni wípé ètò yìí ó fẹ́ kárí gbogbo ilẹ̀ káàró ní gbogbo ibi tí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá dé kí a lè ní oúnjẹ tó torí wípé ebi ti ń pa àwọn èèyàn wa àti wípé a fojú ìṣàkóso kiri kan wípé oúnjẹ tí wọ́n ti ta ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ oúnjẹ yìí ló kún fún oríṣiríṣi kẹ́míkà tó jẹ́ ó ń pa àwọn èèyàn wa sí ìdúró àwọn tilẹ̀ tí ìbéèrè lọ́wọ́ mi débẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n màá ṣàlàyé gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn epo tí a ń jẹ tí a pè ní epo pupa jẹ́ èyí tí wọ́n ń ṣe nísinsìnyí epo tí wọ́n ti ń pọ̀ mọ́ nǹkan ni.
Once again, ètò Star Radio UK ní àwa nígbà tí à ń dúró kí mọ̀nàmọ́ná padà látọ̀dọ̀ bàbá wa wọ́n ti padà dé ẹgbọ́n sókè bàbá wa ẹ̀ ń ṣàlàyé lọ fún wa ẹ jẹ́ kí a gbọ́ àlàyé yẹn díẹ̀ lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́.
This is Star Radio UK.
ẹ ṣe òun bọ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe lórí ọ̀rọ̀ epo oríṣiríṣi àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí ló ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé àwọn èèyàn wa sì dúró tó jẹ́ pé ẹlòmíì gan ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí gan tó jẹ́ tí ó ti di aláìsàn ara láti pa àwọn nǹkan ètò ìgbàlódé tá à ń jẹ òun ni àìní ẹlòmíì ló ti fi gbọ́ ọkọ rẹ̀ tí ó rẹ̀ mọ̀ eléyìí wá mú wa dìde dìjà wípé a fẹ́ fòpin sí gbogbo nǹkan wọ̀nyí àwa náà fẹ́ máa gbìn a sì fẹ́ máa ṣe a fẹ́ fi sójúṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bí epo tí mo sọ nípa ọmọdé kan tí mo dà sórí iná because a gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣe àwọn kata bá fẹ́ jẹ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ tí mo gbé sórí iná láti dín epo yìí ó padà dòní lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ẹ̀lẹ́ ẹ̀rù epo yìí àìmọye àwọn èèyàn ni wọ́n fi rán sebẹ̀ tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ fi sebẹ̀ wọ́n á kà tiẹ̀ lọ́ra ni wọ́n á dẹ̀ kú sójú ọbẹ̀. ní ilẹ̀ wa Yorùbá torí pé gbogbo nǹkan la ní nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tó bá tí a bá ṣe fún wa tán tí a bá fi sebẹ̀ bá a bá israel bẹ́ẹ̀ náà la ṣe máa bá ṣùgbọ́n ṣe ní láàánú pé àwọn oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tó bá fún wa láti òkèèrè àti láti ìlú kejì tàbí ní àyíká wa tí wọ́n kó wá fún wa tá à ń jẹ ohun tó ń pa wá sí ìdúró rẹ̀ ẹ ṣe ó pọ̀ sàn.
lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa tí ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa tí ẹ̀ ń wò wá aago 7 ló ṣẹ̀fi lọ lù lórí ètò tí a mọ̀ sí ètò tiwa níbí tá à ń pè ní.
This is Star Radio UK.
lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i.
Star Radio UK. This is Star Radio UK. This is Star Radio UK.
Bàbá wa Timothy ni à ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan mo ní àwọn World Bank ẹgbẹ́ tó ń pè ní World Bank. Wọ́n ní tó máa fi di August 64 million Nigerians are at risk of falling into food crisis in the coming months. According to a new World Bank report, the bank reported ìyẹn article tó jáde lénìí ní àgbáyé ó ní the bank reported that from 9.7 million ìyẹn ní 2019 ó ti gòkè sí 42.5 million ní 2023. The numbers of individuals experiencing food insecurity in the West Africa ó mà ti kọ sí quadrat in the last 4 years. Bàbá wa ẹ̀ ń sọ àwọn ètò kan lọ ìtí mo fẹ́ mọ̀ ni pé ǹjẹ́ àwọn tí wọ́n ní a fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan àgbẹ̀ a fẹ́ máa gbìn nǹkan àmọ́ gbogbo àwọn ntí àní tó pọ̀ jù níbẹ̀ ni pé àwọn kan ní anílẹ̀ àwọn kan ní àwọn Fúlàní ń daran wá síbẹ̀ ǹjẹ́ a lè sọ pé tá a bá fẹ́ máa ṣe nǹkan ìgbìn ǹjẹ́ ó ní security tó yeke tó lè protect àwọn tó fẹ́ máa ṣe àtàwọn tó bá wò pé bóyá àwọn náà lè ṣe nínú ẹ̀ ní kékeré ni àbí ńlá nítorí pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ló ní tá a bá ṣoko àwọn màálù máa wọbẹ̀ wọ́n á jẹ oko lọ rẹpẹtẹ kí lẹ máa bá a sọ sí yẹn. I think ẹ jẹ́ ká fi àsìkò ẹgbọ́n láyé tí mo sọ lẹ́ǹkan torí mo dá pé náà ẹ lọ mọ̀nàmọ́ná díẹ̀. Ó yẹ ẹ bá gbóhùn sókè.
Ṣé rí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ti security máa mẹ́nu bá díẹ̀ ni. Ṣé rí gẹ́gẹ́ bá a ṣe sọ ìgbà tó ti dé lórí ètò ọ̀gbìn ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Gbogbo àwọn tó bá fẹ́ dáko tí wọ́n dẹ̀ fẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ ètò ọ̀gbìn yìí ẹ jẹ́ ká gbàgbé nípa yẹn pé bóyá pé a fẹ́ dáko ẹran jẹ tàbí ìkankan nípa omi òfin ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ti wà nílẹ̀ bíbà fún gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yẹn. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Èyí tí mo tún wá fẹ́ bèrè ni pé a ní a fẹ́ máa gbìn nǹkan ṣé fún jíjẹ fúnra wa náà ni àbí ìtẹ́tù máa tà nítorí pé àwọn tẹ́bí bá ṣà ń pa ló máa kọ́kọ́ jẹun àti pé eléyìí tẹ́ ń ṣe yìí àwa òyìnbó á ní ṣé large scale ni àbí small scale ṣé pilot scheme ni pilot scheme yẹn mi pé ṣé nǹkan tẹ́kọ̀ ṣe ń try wò bóyá ó máa bọ́ sí kò ní bọ́ sí tó bá dẹ̀ ní bọ́ sí kólúkálukú máa tẹ̀síwájú.
Ẹ ṣe ogun ọlọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ olóòtú ṣe rí eléyìí tá a wà lẹ́nu ẹ̀ yìí ọ̀rọ̀ pé bóyá ṣó máa bọ́ sí tàbí kò ní bọ́ sí kọ́ eléyìí ti bọ́ sí ni torí wípé ẹ mọ̀ wípé ohun tí Ọlọ́run lọ́wọ́ sí ó yàtọ̀ sí ohun tí Ọlọ́run kò lọ́wọ́ sí eléyìí ètò tí Ọlọ́run ti lọ́wọ́ sí ni tó jẹ́ wípé Ọlọ́run tó jẹ́ ilẹ̀ Odùduwà lò ó sì ti ṣetán láti ràn wá lọ́wọ́ pẹ̀lú ètò yìí ìyẹn àkọ́kọ́ lórí ìjẹ́ ìbéèrè wípé ṣé a fẹ́ ṣe é lọ́pọ̀ yanturu ni àbí a fẹ́ ṣe é níwọ̀nba kéékèèké bàbá mi ìbéèrè lámàlélẹ́ yìí a fẹ́ ṣe é lọ́pọ̀ yanturu ni ṣùgbọ́n lálákọ̀ọ́kọ́ náà a fẹ́ jẹ́ kí oúnjẹ kó yamùrá ní ilẹ̀ wa tó oúnjẹ bá ti yamùrá ní ilẹ̀ wa tán tá a ti ṣe é lọ́pọ̀ yanturu tó ti pọ̀ ní ilẹ̀ wa tí ebi ò pa àwọn èèyàn wa mọ́ lẹ́yìn èyí kò sí nǹkan kò sí tí ó tó yẹ bá ti pọ̀ àwọn náà gbọ́dọ̀ máa tà fáwọn orílẹ̀-èdè míì ni a gbọ́dọ̀ máa tà fún sí ibòmíì ni torí àti ẹ̀ níyì láti sọ pé abẹ́ta nǹkan báyìí kó tó di pọ́n máa wá wá torí pé pàtó wọn bá rí i pé ohun tá à ń tà ohun tó dáa ni ohun tó jẹ́ pé tó bá pọ̀ inú àbọ̀ ó máa ṣe.
À ń gbọ́ iná ìbá àwọn ọmọ wa náà ni à ń gbọ́ yín.
Ó máa ṣe àwọ̀ yíore òun ni torí náà ètò ti wà nílẹ̀ fún àwọn ètò ọ̀gbìn wa kì í ṣe wípé àwọn ètò ọ̀gbìn tí a máa gbìn tàbí téèyàn máa jẹ tó máa yọ òòrùn tó jẹ́ pé tó bá dénú ara á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe ara bákàbàkàn rárá o bíi tiwa kọ́ torí náà tí oúnjẹ bá ti pọ̀ ní ilẹ̀ wa a ò lè sọ wípé abẹ́ta nǹkan báyìí kó tó di pé àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tàbí àwọn òfin tí wọ́n máa rí wípé oúnjẹ àwọn bíi báyìí máa dáa ó máa lọ́ọ́ rí epo lọ́wọ́ wọn epo wọn bí wọ́n ṣe fi ṣẹlẹ̀ náà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló ṣe rí epo wọn kò tiẹ̀ yọ wọn kò ṣe kankan fún ara wọn ni wọ́n máa wá láti máa wàrà kan tí à ń gbé ẹ ṣe púpọ̀ sí.
Ìbéèrè tí mo fẹ́ béèrè mo tún fẹ́ padà sínú tí àwọn World Bank once again for those of you we will do a summary of the discussion we are discussing around farming in Yoruba land where a new group within the Yoruba self-determination movement have decided to take the bull by the horn without waiting for anybody with the little resources that they have promoting what we called the Yoruba bit of farming where we are speaking to one of the director of that particular group known as Mr. Timothy. Mr. Timothy is discussing everything around farming. Farming tẹ́ ń sọ yìí bàbá wa as a farming tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ṣé àgbàdo ni iṣẹ́ tó ń sin ẹran náà ẹ̀ àbí nǹkan tó jẹ́ crops ta lè sọ pé crops ṣé animal wà nù ẹ̀ àbí crops nìkan nítorí ẹ dárúkọ àgbàdo lẹ́ẹ̀kan àti bí apákí ẹ bá wa ṣàlàyé díẹ̀ fáwọn èèyàn wa tó ń gbọ́ wa.
Ẹ ṣe wọn lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọlọ́tún inú mi dùn lórí àwọn ìbéèrè tó yanrantí ìbéèrè tó níye lórí ìbéèrè tó jẹ etí ní gbèsè láti gbọ́ èyí tẹ́ ń béèrè lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan wọ̀nyí. Ṣé rí ètò ọ̀gbìn tiwa tá a bá ti ń sọ nípa àgbẹ̀ tá a bá ti dárúkọ àgbẹ̀ ó ti kó gbogbo nǹkan bóyá ẹdìyẹ ni o ẹran ni o màálù ni o bóyá àwọn ọ̀sìn gbogbo nǹkan pátápátá ló ti kó pọ̀ kò dẹ̀ sí èyí tí a kà sí níbẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ibi tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ báyìí torí pé Yorùbá pọ̀ wọ́n ní ibi pẹlẹbẹ náà láti máa mú ọ̀lẹ̀ jẹ àgbàdo àti pákí la fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ báyìí.
Iṣẹ́ wo ni àgbàdo máa ń ṣe nígbà tí a bá gbìn tán níbo la lè lò sí ọ̀nà wo la lè lò ó torí mo mọ̀ dájú pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa ní ìlú òyìnbó a fẹ́ràn ògì àmọ́ nǹkan kan ló fi ń ṣe bòmí afẹ́ kẹ́yìn sọ fún wa nígbà tẹ́ bá wá ṣe nǹkan tẹ́ gbin àwọn àgbàdo yìí àti pákí kí lẹ fi ń ṣe gan ṣé ẹ̀ ń lò bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àbí báwo ẹ ṣàlàyé fún wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí bàbá wa kan ń béèrè pé ṣé àwọn ọba náà gbọ́dọ̀ ní dá sí ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà ńlẹ̀ yìí láti intervene nítorí pé ebi ò gbọ́dọ̀ pa ọmọ Yorùbá kẹ́tọ́ dáhùn ìbéèrè yẹn ẹ jẹ́ ká tún padà sí tí World Bank sọ World Bank said and I quote 107.5 million people are considered to be at risk of falling into food crisis in the event of shock from June títí dé August àwa ní 2023 particularly in Nigeria 64 million tàbá divide 64 million yẹn sí gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá náà ebi á máa pààyàn kí lẹ̀ ń fi àwọn àgbàdo àti pákí ṣe àti pé ìgbà mélòó ni wọ́n máa fi ń wù torí àmọ̀pá àgbàdo ti bá ráì tó dà ń pé oṣù mẹ́rin àbí oṣù mẹ́ta ẹ bá wa nà níbẹ̀ bàbá wa Timothy.
ẹ ṣeun lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti ṣe mọ̀ wípé gbogbo nǹkan ti dáadé ayé ti dáadé àgbàdo táwa ń gbè lọ́wọ́ báyìí ó máa lo 65 days. 60 days. Wow. Yes. Ó túmọ̀ sí wípé láàrin ọdún kan àgbàdo yìí a lè gbé lẹ́ẹ̀mẹrin. Ó kéré jù a lè gbé lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́ta. Ẹ̀já kúrò lórí yẹn. Ká tún wá sọ lórí pé iṣẹ́ tí àgbàdo ṣe ohun tí àgbàdo ṣe pọ̀ jù ohun tá a lè lò ó fún ohun tá a lè fún kan pàápàá jùlọ ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wa ní ilẹ̀ Odùduwà wa ohun tá a lò ó fún pọ̀ àgbàdo a lè sè é pẹ̀lú ẹ̀wà àgbàdo a lè fi ṣe gbẹ̀gìrì àgbàdo a lè fi òun nìkan láti jẹ àgbàdo a lè fi ṣọ̀kè àgbàdo a lè fi ṣe túwó àgbàdo oríṣi nǹkan la lè yí sí tá a bá tún wá kúrò ní ìtí ènìyàn ń jẹ àwọn nǹkan ọ̀sìn wa àgbàdo là ń lò jù fún àwọn nǹkan ọ̀sìn wa a fi ṣe oúnjẹ dìé àmísí ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú oúnjẹ ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ àti bẹ́ẹ̀ tó tí a lè gbé àgbàdo sí tí a lè fàgbàdo ṣe ó pọ̀ lọ jàrẹrẹ tá a bá kúrò lórí àgbàdo tá a bá bọ́ sí ìkí àti pákí ayàyàyà ohun tá a máa ń yọ nínú pákí pọ̀ jù pákí a lè yọ epo bẹntiró níbẹ̀ nínú pákí oríṣiríṣi nǹkan a lè fi ṣe lùbọ́ a lè fi ṣe oúnjẹ díẹ̀ a lè fi ṣe oúnjẹ ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ a lè fi ṣe anything la lè lò ó fún ìmù gan ní ìsín lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ àti yí pákí padà sí fúláwà tí a fi ń ṣe búrẹ́dì tí a ń jẹ.
ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí fún gbogbo ẹni tí ẹ ń gbọ́ wa around the world we are speaking to one of the Yoruba nation campaigner and also those that decided not to wait before a country happen doing their own little bit called ètò ààbò tó péye fún iṣẹ́ ọ̀gbìn tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Bàbá wa kí a tó fi í sílẹ̀ díẹ̀ níbo ni iṣẹ́ dé àti pé ta bá ní iṣẹ́ tẹ̀ ń sọ yìí iṣẹ́ tó tóbi ni expertise oríṣiríṣi làwọn èèyàn máa ń béèrè fún kò ń ṣe owó náà ní gbogbo ẹ̀ àmọ́ irú expertise wo lẹ̀yin fẹ́ táwọn èèyàn lè train yín bí a kó yín sínú zoom ni ká ṣàlàyé nǹkan méjì fún yín torí pé nílùú òyìnbó a máa ń pè nǹkan ní health and safety gbogbo nǹkan rẹ̀ ló ní training kódà ìlú yìí mo ti mọ̀ pé èèyàn lọ ṣe training ni mo pàdé sister wa kan láàárọ̀ yìí nígbà tájọ pàdé ní bus stop mo ní ẹ̀ lọ́bi iṣẹ́ ní iṣẹ́ òsín lè ní à ń lọ training ni àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ nínú health care ǹjẹ́ yìí náà ti ń think of that bóyá àwọn tẹjọ wà níta àbí àwọn tó wà nulẹ̀ torí pé a mọ̀ pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ training ó gbọ́dọ̀ wáyé nígbà tá a bá ní agbérù ètò báyìí dání àti pé irú àwọn ìrànlọ́wọ́ wo ni ẹ máa fẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó lè ṣe fún yín tí wọ́n lè fi ràn yín lọ́wọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn tó ti sọ pé ebi ò ní pa wá sẹ́ àwa ebi kò ní palẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ gbóhùn sókè bàbá wa.
ẹ ṣeun lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ lórí ìfisójúṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe sọ tí a lè pè ní pé ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó yanrantí tó ń múlẹ́dọ́kọ èyí tí a lè ṣe fún ara wa tàbí tí a lè jẹ́ kí àwọn ẹlòmíràn kí wọ́n jẹ àǹfààní rẹ̀ kí wọ́n lè fi mọ̀ pé ibi tí odò gbogbo dé àti ibi tí ènìyàn tiẹ̀ lè kọ́ nǹkan pàápàá nínú ètò ọ̀gbìn nípasẹ̀ gbígbé agbára wo ètò àgbẹ̀ ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá òun ni wípé a ti ṣètò lórí rẹ̀ bí Ọlọ́run yóò ṣe ràn wá lọ́wọ́ láti ṣe ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ṣùgbọ́n ṣẹ́rí èmi máa sọ ní ti tèmi pé ètò orí ayélujára kò dára tó bí kò ṣe wípé èyí tá a máa jọ rí ara wa báyìí tá a máa sọ fún apẹ́ náà eléyìí báyìí kọ́ la ṣe ṣe o eléyìí báyìí ní kẹ́ ṣe ṣe eléyìí ẹ̀mú sí bíbá eléyìí iye ọdún báyìí ló máa lò eléyìí iye báyìí ló ṣe máa ṣe eléyìí ló ga lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ jù ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá rí àwọn náà tí wọ́n bá dé wà ní àkókò àdúgbò ọjọ́ kó ajọ́ kó dá ọ ẹ tiẹ̀ wá ṣe ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fún wa nípa ètò ọ̀gbìn àwọn náà ní ilẹ̀ kékeré kan tá a fẹ́ ṣe kí ló dé a máa ṣe fún wọn a lè máa yẹ̀ wọ́n wò láti ìgbàdégbà lóòrèkóòrè mo padà sórí ìbéèrè pé kí ni nǹkan tá a nílò ṣe rí tá a bá ń sọ nípa ètò ọ̀gbìn ṣe rí bí nǹkan tí ètò ọ̀gbìn tó máa ń gbé àti tó máa ń gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹni ó pọ̀ gan o a nílò ìrànlọ́wọ́ ní gbogbo igun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin ṣùgbọ́n ó ṣe ní láàánú pé nínú ọ̀nà ìrìn àjò yìí wọ́n ti fọwọ́ bá wọ́n ti ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé ẹlòmíì gan àwọn tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí ètò ọ̀gbìn gan ó ti sún wọn mo tiẹ̀ fẹ́ gbọ́ orúkọ yẹn sétí ṣùgbọ́n àwa fẹ́ sọ fún yín lákòókò yìí wípé eléyìí tí àwa gbé kalẹ̀ yìí kì í ṣe lórí èrèfé kì í ṣe wípé láti fi tán ní jẹ ó sọ̀kalẹ̀ gbàgẹ̀ sí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá láti lè fi okun fún wa àti láti fi agbára fún wa àti láti lè fi dá wa lójú wípé gbogbo ìbẹ̀rù tó wà tẹ́lẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn wa wọ́n dákú bí báyìí o nǹkan báyìí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ọ̀hẹ́ tẹ́ ẹ bá ti kàn sí wa bí gbogbo ẹ ṣe dùn tí gbogbo kàn sí a ó máa jọ sọ gbogbo ẹ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́rẹ́rẹ́ ẹ ó máa gbọ́ sétí fún àǹfààní àwọn tá a bá fẹ́ ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ibikíbi láti lè ràn wá lọ́wọ́ tàbí àwọn tá a bá wọ̀ pé mo fẹ́ dá sí ètò yìí báwo mo ṣe lè dá sí tẹ́ ẹ bá kàn sí wa a ó jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ ohun tó wà níbẹ̀ ẹ ṣe kàn sá.
kó tó di pé ẹ máa fún wa ní nọ́mbà tí wọ́n lè kàn sí àbí lọ́dọ̀ tiwa ní Star Radio ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ ìpolówó kékeré yìí.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti ṣe mọ̀ pé nítorí nǹkan kan la ṣe ṣẹ̀dá nǹkan kan nítorí èyí báyìí la ṣe ṣẹ̀dá ìrèké nítorí ká lè lé ìṣẹ́ ohun ìyà nínú láwùjọ àti kí ebi ọ̀gàdà fọwọ́ mẹ́kẹ́ ò lè di ọ̀gbẹ̀gbẹ́ láwùjọ wa. Òun làwọn ẹgbẹ́ kan ṣe dìde sí ètò ìsọdọ̀tun ìjọ̀gbìn nílẹ̀ yìí ṣé a mọ̀ pé ọlọ́tọ̀ nítòun ọ̀tọ̀ ló ṣe kọ́lé ẹ̀ lára ọ̀tọ̀. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ gbígbé agbára owó ìjọ̀gbìn nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lábẹ́ olùdásílẹ̀ bàbá wa Timothy Adéọ̀sùn Thank you Jesus ṣetán láti gbé agbára wọ ètò ọ̀gbìn ní gbogbo kọ̀ọ̀kọ́ndù ilẹ̀ yìí láti ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ ní tóbi dé ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ àti káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè wa lápapọ̀ láti máa gbé agbára wọ ètò ọ̀gbìn bíi iṣu kókò pákí ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ kòkó àti obì àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. kẹ́sì máa wo wọ́n ti ya àwọn ilẹ̀ kan sọ́tọ̀ káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè yìí fún ètò ọ̀gbìn ọ̀hún àti ètò ààbò tó péye láyìíká oko wa. àwa ń rawọ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ sí àwọn ẹlẹ́yinjú àánú fún ìrànlọ́wọ́ èyíkéyìí tó lè mú wa tẹ̀síwájú lórí ètò ọ̀gbìn ọ̀hún. tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa níbi ètò ọ̀gbìn ọ̀hún náà àwọn nọ́mbà yìí ni kẹ́ ẹ máa ta kẹ́ ẹ máa tó. +2348036754316 nọ́mbà olùdásílẹ̀ wa nù tàbí +447447039942 +2348173629859
bàbá wa kí ẹ tó máa bá wa lọ in 1 minute torí pé a ti lo wákàtí a ti lo ìdajì wákàtí níbi tí a ti ń fi ètò bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ a tún máa gbé wá níjọ́ míì ẹ bá wa ṣàlàyé fún gbogbo àwọn tó ń gbọ́ wa in tí ẹ fẹ́ sọ in 1 minute ká tó máa lọ ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá wa Timothy.
mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá níbi tí ẹ bá ti ń gbọ́ mi ní gbogbo àgbáláyé pé a kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun adẹ̀kú iṣẹ́ ìlú kò ní sún wa kò ní rẹ̀ wá o. ètò gbígbé agbára wo ètò àgbẹ̀ ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá òun la gbé wá lónìí ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ máa fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè ṣe àṣeyọrí lórí ètò yìí tí àwọn àdẹ̀ ti gbàgbọ́ pé àṣeyọrí àti àṣeyege ó ti wà lórí ètò náà lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí orúkọ mi ni Timothy Adéọ̀sùn Àgbẹ̀lọ́ba tí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ sí Thank you Jesus ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́.
Thank you so much àníríjù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ lọ́dọ̀ wọn a tún máa gbé wọn wá níjọ́ míì fún àǹfààní gbogbo ẹ̀yin tó kù mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin tí ẹ jókòó tí ẹ bá wa gbọ́. Thank you so much once again. There is the breaking news like I said in France where there is a current explosion, rebels, 2 people are still missing. We will be monitoring that, but there will also be a continuation of where and how we were discussing the chief of staff and all the necessary security. also we know that there's no way we can continue to believe that a country will run without a proper security, whether in farming, in whatever sector. We need to understand that we need a robust farming, we need a robust security, we need a robust intelligence gathering as well. But like I said, we hope that the new government and the state governors will be doing everything to support the initiative of as many people, especially in the Yoruba land, that are interested, in farming and other area as well. Let's come back again to this government. There is going to be increase in their salary. Are you aware of that? At 8 o'clock, we go back again to more discussion about Yoruba nation between Bola Tinubu, the Oracle, Professor Adebanji Akintoye. All those discussions, don't touch the dial. Sit back at exactly 8 p.m. I'll be going back again to the conversation about Yoruba nation, the Biafra nation, and those that are agitating. What will be the situation between Bola Tinubu and those that are asking for their right to self-determination? I'll be discussing all these issues. The NLC, there's not yet any headway. Are we going to see the government of Nigeria bringing what we can say a reality that we cannot live in denial? Yes, the subsidy is a good thing to be removed, but what are the plans to make Nigerians not to suffer? Because already Nigeria is suffer. I know Joko, Nigerians are suffering. Forget about the social media lies on Instagram, on Twitter. Nigerians are really, really suffering. And they are suffering because the country did not prepare for today. Yes, we don't expect to have subsidy paid for people that are not Nigerians. As the current president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, said, that I will not pay for subsidy to countries that are outside Nigeria. Definitely is a good initiative. But the problem is, how is he going to make sure that Nigerians do not suffer as much as we are already witnessing? Let me remind us that it is the responsibility of every government to protect Nigerians, especially Nigerians that want to survive. Yes, those of us that do not believe in Nigeria, we are not the only one. Let's listen to these. He was pained. Maybe he wanted to be the Senate president, but he was not given that opportunity. I come back, let's listen to this.
I went through,
and this is Oji Kalu.
in life in the Senate, and also went through one of my difficult periods. Also in this Senate. Before I came to the Senate, before I came into politics, I can buy anything body can buy. I'm not a thief. Those that put me in prison know the reason they put me in prison. They took over all my businesses and want to kill me. But I survived it. I'm in the Senate with you people. It's not the end of what we have done. It's not the end to United Nigeria. It's not the end to Brothers Keeper. But these senators I called were with me. I never lacked. When the PDP that I was governor for 2 terms was being formed, I brought every money they used in forming that party. Every penny in 1997 and 98. And I later became a thief. And people I gave transport money from my house in VI became angels. This is what Nigeria represents. I want to thank my colleagues for giving me these 4 years of uninterrupted support. Because this country is not fair to so many of us.
Is it when the senator is not getting what he needs, he realized that Nigeria is not fair? Senator Oji Kalu is saying the country is not fair. Let's listen to the last bit.
In this country, I employed 13,800 workers. People employing nobody. And nobody asked them their source of wealth. I have 3 factories in Lagos, Nigeria. I have 2 factories in Ota, build manufacturing. I have 3 factories in Aba, manufacturing. And I'm a thief. And people that cannot explain where their source of wealth comes from, they are not thieves. I leave everything in the hands of God.
Well,
God will judge.
he leaves everything in the hands of God. According to him there, Nigerians have been suffering, but some of these senators care less because they are not suffering. But the news coming out says that the federal government of Nigeria under the new president Bola Ahmed Tinubu, monthly salary to be 8.1 million naira. The vice president, the lawmakers, the judiciary officers get 114% salary bumps. Thank you so much, Mr. Peter. Thank you so much, Mr. Suraju Omawumi. Mr. Peter said, correct, brother. The suffering is of highest order. I know that because I have family in Nigeria as well. This problem is not ending. No. What are we going to do as Nigerians continue to suffer for the negligence of a failed government that refused to invest in Nigeria, to build those infrastructure, to support our farmers, to support innovation, to support everyone that wants to do something. And today, we don't have any more money because money that should have been used for those infrastructure have been squandered. There's been corruption. So many projects that end up to be lies upon lies upon lies. And today, Nigerians are the ones facing the brunt of all these. What is Bola Tinubu going to do that will be different? Yes, the subsidy was right to be removed. But now that this government is also increasing its salary, is this the best time for Bola Tinubu to be increasing the salary to almost 114%? The chairman said the commission reviewed the remuneration package in the report based on the subjective and objective criteria. The Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission has adjusted the remuneration of President Bola Tinubu, the Vice President Kashim Shettima, and other political and judicial office holders by 114%. Is it right? But now that the government of Bola Tinubu to be increasing salary when many Nigerians cannot even get the basic salary, Tinubu will now earn 8 million naira every month, a 114% increase from the former president Muhammadu Buhari that was receiving 3.5 million. Why is Tinubu adding 5 million to his own salary? Rahim Abbas, thank you so much. Austin says he's crying. I don't know why he's crying. Sorry. Thank you so much to those of you that are still with us, and especially those of you that are listening to us on all the network. My name again is Ola Mikoiki. Adeniyi Oluwadamilare on the MixLR. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. Comrade Plan B say Yoruba Nation is the only way forward. Do you think that it is right that Bola Tinubu should increase his salary from 3.5 million that Buhari was receiving to 5 million? Is it the right time? Nigeria has started to happen to so many Nigerians. Like I said, there was so much killings happening almost every day. And the one that I received today happened right inside Iseyin in Yoruba land. And this is the audio that we received. So to translate that, the thank you so much, Omobolaji Abdullahi. Yoruba Nation is the only way. Like I said, in 12 minutes, we'll go back again to the Yoruba Nation conversation. Mr. Clement said the suffering and smiling will increase. Break up the zoo is the only solution. Thank you so much, Mr. Clement, for your support, love, and words of encouragement. Asha Atishe Yoruba, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò Star Radio UK. Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín, mò ń gbọ́ gbogbo analysis yín, but network yẹn ò jẹ́ ń gbádùn ẹ̀ dáadáa, so mo máa láti lọ tún wò nítorí pé àwọn analysis tẹ́ ń gbé jáde yẹn ó wà very very important. Mo kí bàbá wa Olú Adédèjì, mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n wa Ìjáyà, mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi pátápátá tí ẹ wà nílé àti tí ẹ wà lẹ́yìn odi. Respect to your great effort by our mother Yemsi Olani Eshegoni. Waris Jinadu says, Yoruba Soji, we cannot be eating petrol and naira, petrol dollar for cassava, yam, and agbado. Again, 64 million Nigerians will go into hunger. Moriyawa Rukayat Omohunmi, Mokiyawa Abiba, Mokiyawa Gbemileke, Mokibubayin grandmothers, Grandma Grace Senior JP, Mokibubayin GR1, Alaji Alabi, Mokibubayin Lenkonsi, Mokiyato Bimilomo, Oni Ekabo Sorieto, Lori Eto Star Radio UK. Motiki àwọn màmá wa tó ṣaláìsí nígbà tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ ètò yìí, a ní kí Ọlọ́run kó tẹ́ wọn sáfẹ́fẹ́ rẹ̀. Ìyẹn ìyá dáadáa tí a mọ̀ nínú ẹgbẹ́ tí wọ́n ń ṣe ẹgbẹ́ dáadáa nílùú London kó tó di pé ọlọ́jọ́ dé Alájà Ṣọ́àgà. Kọ́lọ́run ọba Elédùmarè kó foríjì yín, kó tẹ́ yín sáfẹ́fẹ́ rẹ̀. Gbogbo àwọn ìntẹ̀fisílẹ̀ tó mí àti tí kò mí, Kọ́lọ́run ọba kó ṣe kíni kó bá wa dáwọ́ bò ó. Mo kí ẹ Martins, àwọn tí Koiki Media nìyẹn, Martins Luther King Media TV, mo kí Lẹ́kìtì, mo kí bàbá Lẹ́kìtì, mo kí Martins, mo máa kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń bẹ ní òkè òkun náà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká túbọ̀ ṣe kí ni ká fọkàn balẹ̀. In 10 minutes, a tún máa padà sórí conversation lórí Yoruba Nation. But for now, let's use the remaining 10 minutes. Bola Tinubu has increased his salary. I don't know whether it's the right thing to do at this particular time. Let me look at what is trending on the social media. Like I said, a terrible news is still happening. T-Mobity, the Titanic, the Titan. That one is called the Titan. Is a submarine. Let me explain what it means. It's a small submarine that can dive under the ocean bed of where the wreckage of the Titanic is about 12,500 feet. That is where the Titanic is. The wreckage of the Titanic. People pay £67,000 for this trip, but they are aware the danger as well. But what we are hoping and praying for, that as many of those that are working around the clock to find these Titan, it will survive. Good evening. Thank you so much, Abiodun George. Shout out to all those that are working tirelessly back in Nigeria, whether in the media sector, in whatever sector you are. We understand Nigeria is a very difficult place. Congratulations in advance to those Muslims that will be celebrating, the Eid that is coming very soon. And we hope many people will still be able to kill Ram, because of very terrible situation happening in Nigeria as we speak, especially as of today. Today again, the Naira is 985 Naira. Hey, we are not yet in December, and the Naira is pound sterling to Naira is 985 Naira to £1. Hey, oh my Lord. Things are becoming difficult in Nigeria. I don't know if Bola Tinubu will be able to get as many loan or money. I don't know how he's going to fix the problem, but he needs to do something to save Nigeria from going into the ditch. I want to go back into some of the headline, because by the time we focus back, like I said, there's a lot happening. The Titan is a small submarine. So I'm going to explain what it means. It's a small submarine that is owned by, someone. You have to pay £66,000 to be able to go on that trip for 10 days. It's a 10-day trip. The Titan went under the water, and within 1 hour, no communication back since Sunday. Today is now Wednesday. They have 96 hours oxygen they can use to survive. It's a very, very small, submarine. It doesn't have a seat. I'm going to show you, the image. The engineers are trying to get us the image so that you can have an idea. People are cramped. They have to stretch their leg one at a time. You cannot stretch your leg. They cannot open it. The question is, how do they even bring it back up, even after they find it? As of today, there is a sound picked up by the Canadian aircraft that they're still live. So this is the image, what it looks like. So imagine 5 people are inside there, 12,000 below the water. And as we speak right now, there is still no news about exact location. But there are sound every 30 minutes. Here are the sound, and let's see if we can get you the sound. So there's a sound coming out from these, little submarine. So it's like a submarine. But what is happening now is they are doing everything possibly best to get these location. They are sending everything. Everything is now moving towards us because they are now against time. And the sound coming out is sound like this. This is how the sound is coming out. So this sound is a SOS message. Let's say it again. So this is an SOS message that they are now in distress. So let's get the video at the background quickly. The engineer is working on that. You can hear the waves of the water. Abeomilowa, 12,000 feet below. That's like 12-story building deep down. It's not easy. We hope they are found as quickly as possible. So let's leave that and come back again to the Star Radio UK. We're just giving you all the news happening around the world as well. It's a news that is traveling, but there's also a lot of news happening in Nigeria that the international media do not pick, and we are not sure why, because Nigeria is going through a lot as well. In 4 minutes, we're going to be switching back again to, thank you so much, my sister, my big auntie, Bemileke. I've talked about you before you came in. Tony Aegis, thank you so much. Appreciation to everyone. Our mother said, but Remi Tinubu said they're rich and they don't need Nigerian money. So why is Bola Tinubu's salary going from 3.5 million, a salary to 5 million? No, it's not even 5 million. It's 8 million. It's going from 3.5 million to 8.5 million. That is what is going up to now. So they've increased this, their salary. Buhari was earning 3.5 million every month, but Bola Tinubu now is earning 8.5 million. That's 114% more. It's a big problem. So, as we speak right now, we are still monitoring the situation with the sub that has gone missing since Sunday. They've been looking for it since Sunday. It's meant to be going for just an hour, 45 minutes trip. But after it went down on Sunday, the last picture, and they lost the communication. So as we speak right now, there is still no any communication from these, submersible that have traveled 12,000 feet below the water. We pray. Additional Bishop, pound sterling is going to be 1,200 naira. The US dollar is going to be 1,000 naira latest by July, not August. It's too long for the Nigerian economy to collapse. Bola Tinubu needs every money as we speak right now. But where he's going to get that money is what I don't know. Because as we speak right now, Bola Tinubu is struggling to find money. That is why he has traveled down to Paris for the summit, but there's not a very good news coming from Paris as there's an explosion. 2 people are still under the rubble, while also there is life that is now in danger. So we pray for the peace of the world. There's a lot going on as well around the world. There's just too much going on. This is still the Star Radio UK. Dennis Otto, thank you so much. Temidayo Dennis, Umito Gun, thank you so much. This is a Yoruba nation is punching above its weight in the area of modern human capital and international community. Know that we are serious about the Yoruba nation self-determination. Keke Okus on the Instagram, thank you so much. It is sad. It is sad to know bad country has become. Yeah, it is very sad, Austin. We cry every day for our people. There's no amount of money I can send to my loved ones. It's still not going to help because the cost of living is high. Many Nigerians cannot even live in a house. People are being thrown out of the little house that they have because they can't pay the rent. The problem is just too much. The problem of Nigeria is just too much. And the question is, what do we do? Is this the way we want to live our life as Nigerians? Are we going to live in denial? What more can be done to save Nigeria if not a proper dissolution? You might disagree with us, but in time, it will become something that a lot of people will talk about. Only Innovative say, no matter what, Nigeria can never work. Official T-Boy, thank you so much. Gapsin, thank you so much. Mr. Jeje Abayomi Mokinyi, and the rest of you that have joined us as well. Shout out to all our fathers, Olatunji, Owonikoko, Benny, Owonikoko. Without money, we're going nowhere. As we continue to monitor the news around the world, let's now come back again to the conversation. Nnamdi Kanu, Igboho, Bola Tinubu, what is your take on it? We've been hearing a lot of people coming out on Igboho and also Nnamdi Kanu. But what do you think is going to happen to these two individuals with the space of situation with the government? Our mother Olani say Koiki Tinubu has finished Nigeria. I said it, citizens will smell their bottom. Wow, to smell your bottom is going to be a tough task. I pray that Nigerians will understand why some of us are saying this country called Nigeria is not working. I understand Tinubu has an ambition, and anybody can have ambition, but that ambition is not going to change the narrative on the ground. And as I always say, Tinubu is not a Yoruba president, even though I've been reading a lot of people that are posting, and I'm going to give you the breakdown, that they are so excited. And if you look at the topic we're discussing today on the Star Radio UK network, 4 years, all the service chiefs will be changed again by another government. And this goes on and on and on. Is this the Nigeria that we want? That every 4 years or every 8 years, a new government comes in and change the narrative. And I'll be telling you a little bit more about what I've picked up as many Nigerians that are Yoruba are sending to me. I'll be telling you more. But for now, it is still the Star Radio UK network. And that is the difference of why Baba Akintoye is different. Baba Akintoye does not want a 4 years, 8 years of chief of staff being changed around. Once again, I appreciate my producer, Mr. Frank David, Mr. Archie, and the rest of the team, the sound engineer that are working very hard. We pray once again for those that are stuck in that submap. But we are not talking about that alone. Nnamdi Kanu has been held in the DSS custody for the last 2 years. He was kidnapped. He was renditioned back to Nigeria. That is an illegal way to bring somebody back to a country, even if he was doing something that the government was not happy. So, ṣé Nnamdi Kanu, ṣé Tinubu máa resolve a problem here, àbí ó máa overlook ẹ̀? Kí lẹ rò sí? Mo fẹ́ yẹ kẹ́ bá mi comment. Mo kí ẹ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Azeez Oku Gbogbogbà. Mo kí ẹ Ọmọbọ́lájí. Mo máa kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ń bẹ ní Côte d'Ivoire. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń náwó ribiribi láti fi gbọ́ wa. Àsìkò tí a tó fẹ́ bọ́ sínú ẹ̀ yìí fún the next 20 minutes lórí ètò Yorùbá Nation, Biafra Nation àti àwọn tó kù tó ń béèrè fún ẹ̀tọ́ wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí n tí gbogbo àgbáyé sọ pé a ní ẹ̀tọ́ láti béèrè fún nǹkan tí a bá fẹ́. Àmọ́ ṣé ẹ̀tọ́ yẹn ṣé Bọ́lá Tinubu máa kọ́kọ́ ṣe ẹ̀tọ́ náà nítorí pé ìjọba Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu tó wà lórí oyè lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn ìjọba tó sọ fún wa pé bẹ́hùn ṣe dé yìí òun máa gbọ́ràn. Àmọ́ àwa mọ̀ bóyá ìgbọ́ràn tó ṣe pẹ̀lú Àsárídòkúbọ̀ ló ní kí Àsárídòkúbọ̀ máa gbébọn síta ní ọ̀sán gangan tó ń threaten àwọn ọmọ Biafra débi pé ó sọ pé òun ò bá máa tà wọ́n tí kò bá ń ṣe pé bí nǹkan ṣe rí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí orí ètò tí a wà ló ń pè ní.
This is Star Radio UK. This is Star Radio UK.
Mo mà kí bàbá wa Timothy tí wọ́n darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan akíyín akí gbogbo àwọn tí ẹjọ́ ń ṣe ètò ààbò tó péye fún iṣẹ́ ọ̀gbìn. And I didn't even play that while he was there with us, but I'll play that before we go. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ wa. Tomorrow is the property hour, and join us tomorrow again for the other presenter. But for me, I still have the next 26 minutes tí a fi ń gbé ètò yẹ̀wò. A máa wo gbogbo pépà tí ó jáde ní Nàìjíríà, but that is going to come towards the end of the program. But we are discussing the Yoruba people. Let me look at somebody send this to me. And that again means that so many Yoruba people believe that Bola Tinubu is on the right course. But ìbéèrè mi ni pé ṣé Bola Tinubu máa fi Nnamdi Kanu sílẹ̀ àti pé kí ló máa ṣe lórí ọ̀rọ̀ bàbá wa olóyè Sunday Igboho. Àwọn kan ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ wọ́n ní Igboho pé kí Bola Tinubu dáríjì. Ìbéèrè tá à ń bi wọ́n ni pé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wo ni Igboho ṣe tí Bọ́lá Tinubu ṣe máa dáríjì, nítorí pé a mọ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí pé Bọ́lá Tinubu náà sá kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà nígbà tí Nàdẹ́kò tó wà tó jẹ́ pé òun wà lára àwọn tó ṣe Nàdẹ́kò nílùú òyìnbó níbi ìgbà tí mo wà. He ran out of Nigeria in 1990 after the whole election that failed. He was in London on exile. Ìgbà tá Abacha kú lòun náà padà sílé. Èmi ò dẹ̀ rò pé wọ́n bá bẹ̀bẹ̀ nígbà tó padà sílé. Àwọn ò dẹ̀ gbàdúrà ikú fún Bọ́lá Tinubu, but àwọn tó ní kí Bọ́lá Tinubu kó jọ̀ọ́ kó foríjì Ìgbòho kí Ìgbòho lè padà wá sí Nàìjíríà. Ìbéèrè kan tèmi kàn ń béèrè ni pé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wo gan-an ni Ìgbòho ṣe? Ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wo ni bàbá Biafra ṣe tí a mọ̀ sí Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tí fún láyè? Nítorí pé Nnamdi Kanu tí a mọ̀ wọ́n jí wá láti ibi tí wọ́n ń pè ní Kenya ni. Kò ń ṣe pé ìjọba Nàìjíríà lọ through normal legal process. You can't kidnap somebody in 2023. It doesn't work, and it is not going to work. It will just create more problems and more problems. And this is the reason why we are saying again, we must continue to speak up. In 1990, £1 was 14 naira 50 kobo. Kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ tí kò bá ń ṣe pé things have changed. Mo máa kí ìyàwó káàbọ̀ sórí ètò Comfort Ológunjà. Gbogbo ìgbà la máa ń kí yín. Bàbá wa Olútóbi Olúṣẹ̀sí dá sórí ètò yìí lálẹ́ yìí. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? À ń béèrè ìbéèrè tó pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ. Kí ni Ìgbòho ṣe? Àwọn kan ní àwa là ń ti Ìgbòho. Wọ́n dárúkọ mi. Wọ́n ní Kóìkì ìwọ gangan ló ń ti Ìgbòho. Èmi wá ń béèrè pé ṣé Ìgbòho in tó ń béèrè fún òun náà kọ́ ni Abraham Lincoln béèrè fún tó fi di pé Amẹ́ríkà sọ pé àwọn ò ní máa ta ẹrú mọ́? Kí ni Mandela béèrè fún? Máa jó lọ Mandela, máa jó lọ Mandela. Kí ni bàbá Akíntóyè ó ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ Tinubu pé ọmọ wa nìyẹn, àbúrò wa ló jẹ́ lótìtọ́, àmọ́ Nàìjíríà yìí sẹ́ kò lè work fún wa, but adúpẹ́. Lẹ́ǹkan sí ìyá ni please Koiki remind people to send letter to ICC just to remind them about Sunday Adeyemo's case about his house that was destroyed. Over 20 billion naira has not yet been paid by the Fulani cabal of the former AGF, Attorney General of the Federation, Malami. I think the new AGF, because whoever becomes the new AGF will have to deal with the Biafra, the Yoruba, Nnamdi Kanu, and the Ayozaki, because the AGF, Tompeni, Attorney General of the Federation, is in charge of every legal aspect between the citizen, the international community, and the federal government. Malami was a very biased Fulani man that wanted to make sure that he killed Nnamdi Kanu and also killed Sunday Igboho with Buhari. Mr. Peter Oluwafumini, Babami Igboho did not commit any offense. Asking for self-determination is not an offense at all. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí ètò yìí tí ń wá sí ìsàlẹ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ àmọ́ a sì ní 20 minutes. Àwọn tó ń sọ pé Ìgbòho ṣe in tó dáa kan foríjì, ìbéèrè ni pé kí ló ṣe tí kò dáa nínú pé ó ní wọ́n ń pa àwọn èèyàn wọn bí a ti ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ léni ni mò ń sọ yìí. Fídíò yẹn ń ṣe ta lè fi hàn nítorí pé wọ́n ṣarákùnrin náà ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yẹn á ti bá fídíò yẹn pàdé. Lótìtọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá wà nínú àwọn tí Bọ́lá Tinubu fi jẹ chief of staff. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fún yín ní breakdown yẹn lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Mo kí producer mi Frank David àti Archie, mo dẹ̀ kí gbogbo àwọn ètò tí a jọ ń ṣe. Suraju Ọmọ́wùnmí mo kí yín dáadáa. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá àsìkò tẹ́ ń gbọ́ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí àwọn ìlànà ọmọ Oòduà àwọn ni wọ́n ń ṣe ètò ẹ̀. Lágbára Elédùmarè ìlànà Canada mo kí yín dáadáa. Ẹ kú palẹ̀mọ́ tíjọ́ Saturday tí ẹ máa tún bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ ní town hall meeting. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí gbogbo wa. Ìdí tí a ṣe ń sọ pé a fẹ́ Yorùbá nation kò ju pé in tí à ń béèrè fún òun ni pé kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ máa sanwó ẹ̀ mọ́mì mi, mo mọ̀ pé ẹ máa send owó yẹn sí mi. Ẹ̀yin lẹ ní kí n máa look good. Wọ́n ní Koiki, you are looking very good. Mo dàbí ọmọ kékeré tọ́ṣẹ̀ bí ọmọ jòjòló tọ́ṣẹ̀ bí. Wọ́n ní thanks Mr. Koiki, you are looking cool. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí i. Mo kí ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ. Mo kí ọmọdé, mo kí àgbàlagbà. This is Star Radio UK. Mo kí ìyá mi Abọ́sẹ̀dé. Ilé gbígbé ní ọlọ́tẹ̀ ń gbé. Yorùbá yìí pọ̀ jùmọ̀ mi. Ẹ bá ń kọ́ ní Yorùbá bá ń kọ́ ẹ̀. Mo mọ̀ pé èdè Yorùbá ni mò ń sọ. Àti ká yẹn máa ń le díẹ̀díẹ̀. Mo kí bàbá mi lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Abíọ́dún George, kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ẹ má wòran báyìí, ẹ má dákẹ́. Bàbá wa Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ Ọ̀jájádé second. Mo kí gbogbo orí adé mo kàn fẹ́ àbí ṣé ń dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún yín. Lótìtọ́ inú ọmọ Yorùbá ń dùn lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Inú wa máa dùn kalẹ́ ni. In tí Bọ́lá Tinubu ń ṣe, in tó gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe náà ni ìṣèbí Buhari tó wà níbẹ̀, àwọn tiẹ̀ ló kó mọ́ra. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún dárúkọ gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n fún wa ní breakdown bí Tinubu ṣe mú àwọn tó mú wọlé nísìn. Arákùnrin tó fẹ́lẹ́ ránṣẹ́ sí mi sọ pé congrats to Oduduwa nation. Tinubu is doing well. Okay. Chief of Army Staff, Yorùbá. Inspector General of Police, Yorùbá. CG Custom, Controller General Custom, Yorùbá. Acting CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria Governor, Yorùbá. Guard Brigade Commander, Yorùbá. Chief of Staff, Yorùbá. Communication and Strategy, Yorùbá. Special Advice on Monetary and Services, Yorùbá. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé ìpè tó ń bọ̀ yìí, àmọ́ bí wọ́n fẹ́ bá wa dá sórí ètò lórí Star Radio. Hello caller, ìyá wa. Ṣé fẹ́ bá wa dá sórí ètò lálẹ́ yìí ni?
Mo fẹ́ dá sétò ní.
Ó dá ẹ gbóhùn sókè ìyá lálùbáríkà, kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín. Ẹ ti wà lórí ètò Star Radio. Bàbá Akíntóyè náà ló ní ká máa gbé àsìkò yìí wá, à ń gbọ́ yín mà.
Orúkọ tèmi ni Bọ́láńlé Babátúndé láti ìlú ẹ̀.
À ń gbọ́ yín mà.
Mo gbọ́ gbogbo ètò tí ẹ ti ń bá bọ̀ látẹ̀kan.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni mà.
Mo fẹ́ kí gbọ́ ètò àwọn èèyàn tó ń fẹ́ pé kí pírẹ́sídẹ̀ntì wa Tinubu kọ́ dárí di bàbá wa Ìgbòho. All what I just want to make sure. Tẹ̀rí báwọn èèyàn wá ṣe ń ronú kò dáa rárá. Even ní US ń bí báyìí, ẹni tó jẹ́ pírẹ́sídẹ̀ntì Donald Trump pẹ̀lú all the atrocity he committed, wọ́n sì ń sún ẹ̀sìn kọ́ọ̀tù. Kí ló ń sọ? Ó sọ pé òun ò jẹ̀bi. Ṣé
àgbọ́yé?
They want bàbá wa Sunday Igboho kó àdìtì pé òun ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wọ́n ní ẹni yìí ṣẹ̀. Nígbà tó lọ legal. Legal court. It's legal. So come on, go or see Baba wa Sunday Igboho, come on, Daddy, come ask him guilty. That do you attend here. You must not apologize to anybody. Anybody, you must not apologize. Never apologize. That means he own Benua so own Benu gbogbo àwọn tá ń ṣe Yorùbá nation sọ̀rọ̀ yìí pé ìkọ́ tá ń ṣe ò dá nìyẹn. He's accepting it because it's our leader now. Àwọn àti Bàbá Akíntóyè leader wa. Never apologize. That means ó sọ pé gbogbo ní àtàwọn Kóìkì àtàwọn mídíà àtàwọn Yorùbá Odùduwà àbẹ̀wò ní ẹ̀pẹ̀lẹ̀ kan. Ó sọ pé gbogbo wa nǹkan tá à ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ ó rọ̀ǹgì nìyẹn.
Okay.
Who is the president? The president is not different from the populace. Gbogbo àwọn tó dìbò fún wọn. So it should not come and be káàtì síwájú kẹ́tẹ́kẹ́tẹ́ àti báwọn náà ṣe ń pòwe ẹ̀ Yorùbá. He must not apologize for nobody. In fact, they should go ahead as if Tinubu want to do the right thing. Should go ahead and pay him the judgment, the
damage.
People now the because of 20 billion for that's the first thing he must do. Èèyàn tó tún gbèyàn méjì ẹ̀jẹ̀ nínú ilé orí nínú ilé yẹn ṣé ẹ̀rọ kó lè padà síbẹ̀ kó lọ máa gbé nínú ilé yẹn. He will never forget that the memory will be in his brain. Dáhùn yẹn padà lọ máa gbé bẹ̀ ní àyàtọ̀ sí pé tí gbogbo ẹ̀ bá da kọ́kọ́ bò mí fún arákùnrin yẹn. Ìwà ní kó lọ kó máa lọ àpọ̀dọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Who is Tinubu by the way? Who is Tinubu? You should not apologize. If you dare apologize, that means one gbẹnu gbogbo wa sọ̀rọ̀ pé gbogbo wa apologize fún Nàìjíríà. Ìpè Yorùbá nation that the self-determination is not right. Which I will not support. So ẹ̀kọ́tẹ́ mi fẹ́ dá sí i.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni yàrá àlùbáríkà kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín ẹ ṣé gan ni mà. Èyí tó kù náà lè dá sí a ṣì ní 15 minutes ẹni tó bá fẹ́ sáré pè wọlé. Ṣé kí Ìgbòho máa lọ bẹ Tinubu ni àbí àwa là ń wà selfish? Wọ́n ní Kóìkì ìwọ ló ń tì í ìwọ ló fẹ́ jẹ́ kí Ìgbòho lọ apologize ṣé mi ni àbí ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ tètè bá wa fi ohùn sí ẹ jáde kẹ́ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí nọ́mbà náà ní +44 74 0440 5917 ẹ ṣe ní kíákíá torí pé àní ọjọ́ púpọ̀ mọ́ ẹ bá wa fi sínú comment section ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa tó bá di ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ lágbára Elédùmarè ibi tá a máa fókọ̀sì conversation wa sí nìyẹn kí ló gbọ́dọ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ sí bàbá wa olóyè Dr. Sunday Igboho ẹ wo arákùnrin méjì tó wà lẹ́yìn mi yìí wọ́n bí ọmọ kalẹ̀ wọ́n ní ìyàwó bá ti ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ní July 1st tó ń bọ̀ yìí ó máa pé ọdún méjì mo ń pe bàbá wa láàárọ̀ ẹ̀ mo ń bá CSI mo ní bàbá mi ó máa pé ọdún méjì láìpẹ́ yìí a ti wà ní èní ní 21 tabaka 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ mẹ́wàá lénìí a màmá máa sọ pé ó ti pé ọdún méjì tí ìjọba Buhari tó wọlé tó fi pa olóyè Dr. Sunday Adéyẹmọ tí a mọ̀ sí Sunday Igboho àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tí wọ́n ń sọ nísìnyí pé àwa la ṣì ń ti Igboho láàfin jẹ́ kí ìjọba kó foríjì kó lè padà sí Nàìjíríà ẹgbọ́n sókè ẹni tó ń pè wá ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò Star Radio UK ẹ kálẹ́ sà.
ẹjọ́ torí Ọlọ́run kí gbogbo yóò bàbá Akíntóyè wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ní spirit of Malabu ó ti gbídọ̀ Malabu.
Marabot spirit of àwọn Marabot àwọn Fúlàní.
ó ti kó gbogbo iyì àti ọpọlọ àwọn tó pọ̀ jù nínú àwọn àgbà wa. tó máa dùn ní pásítálì wọn tó máa dùn lójú ìlú àtẹ̀jú ò ní kí bàbá Ìgbòho kọ́ ní wọ́n á bẹ̀ Tinubu torí èmi mọ̀ pé wọ́n ṣe.
ẹ má bínú à ń gbọ́ yín lọ.
gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn màmá wa ṣe sọ màmá tó pè wá sí.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
wọ́n ṣe lọ́ọ́ jí kí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá pátápátá kò sí nǹkan tó jẹ́ ẹ̀dẹ̀ Tinubu kan ló wà bẹ́ẹ̀
Ìgbòho wípé kó má bínú fún gbogbo nǹkan dámẹ́jì tí wọ́n ti ṣe fún ló. Sọ̀rọ̀ méjì ẹ lọ.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, mo sọ pé tó bá di ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ lórí Star Radio UK, Focus wa máa sọ fún Tinubu pé kọ́kọ́ bá wa fi àwọn òkú méjèèjì tó bá dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti sin wọ́n, ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ ibi tí orísun wọn wà, káwọn ìyàwó wọn kó lè move wọn padà wá sí ibi tó máa tẹ́ wọn lọ́rùn. So ní next week, campaign wa máa wà lórí program ti next week. It will be on the dead bodies of our late fathers, uncle, brother. Ibi tá máa mú ètò wá ní next week nìyẹn, lágbára Elédùmarè. Campaign yẹn dẹ̀ máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ náà lórí sister broadcast wa. Gbogbo ibi tá máa sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí òun ni pé a fẹ́ òkú Àdògán àti Àfà, a fẹ́ òkú méjèèjì padà. Bó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti sin wọ́n ni, kó jẹ́ ká mọ̀. Tó bá dẹ̀ pé wọ́n ti sin wọ́n nu mọ́ṣárì náà lọ gbé wọn sí tó máa pọ́dún méjì, kábíyèsí Elédùmarè, a gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀. Ìyẹn ni a máa ṣe campaign lé lórí. Ìyẹn lèmi rò pé káwọn èèyàn máa kọ́kọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí. Àmọ́ a sọ̀rọ̀ lórí yẹn. Ẹ ní kí Tinubu foríjì Ìgbòho. Kí la máa ti pé àwọn tí wọ́n gbé lọ tí àìtí rí òkú? How can two dead bodies be removed? And as we speak today, the federal government of Nigeria refused to say anything. But a dúpẹ́ fún àwọn tí wọ́n sọ fún wa pé ẹ ṣé gan ni ìyá wa comfort. Mọ́mí wa Ọláni sọ pé olóyè should never apologize to anyone. Does he offend anyone? Only bad will say he should be begging. Ntí gbogbo èèyàn sọ lẹ́nujọ́ mẹ́ta yìí, òun nìyẹn. Bí ṣe sọ eléyìí ni wọ́n fi ránṣẹ́ sí mi. Ẹ má bínú pé à ń kà lọ lẹ́ǹkan kó tó di pé ìpè kan wọlé. We are 10 minutes to the end of the program on the Star Radio UK network. Thank you so much to each and every one of you that have joined us as usual. Ó dà pé ìpè kan náà tún ń bọ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ a tún lọ gbọ́ ìpè yẹn lẹ́nu bàbá wa tí wọ́n ń pè. Ẹ gbóhùn sókè alàgbà lórí ètò Star Radio UK. Ẹ bá ṣe ní kíákíá torí àsìkò. Ètò nìyẹn.
Nǹkan tí mi fẹ́ contribute pẹ̀lú pẹ́sọ̀ tẹ̀lé Ìgbòho ló pọ̀ ní apology. Hello?
À ń gbọ́ yín. Àgbọ́yé.
Bàbá wa tí ẹ ta ẹ̀, wọn ò lẹ́ anybody ní apology. Àwọn rọ́bà, àwọn ọmọ náà ronú bí ẹjọ́ nílàkàyè tí wọ́n fẹ́ kí bàbá ṣe apology fún Nàìjíríà. Nàìjíríà tó jẹ́ pé tó bá yẹ kí bàbá ṣẹ̀gbọ́n, wọ́n ṣẹ́ ó. Tó bá yẹ kí bàbá ṣẹ̀gbọ́n tó bá tọrọ apology, wọ́n máa pa sáwọn. Bí ọ̀nà tàbí.
Ó yé mi.
Congress of ẹni tí ó ṣẹ̀ ẹ wá ní continent apology. In fact, wọ́n gbọ́ títí ìwọ́n bí tẹ̀lé fi ẹnu pé. In fact, ẹni ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá ń kọ́ nílùú yẹn, ó máa lulẹ̀. Congress of so ṣíkò owó lẹ́ni bọ̀dọ̀ apology o. Nàìjíríà àtijọba Nàìjíríà lẹ́ni continent apology. Wọ́n lè compensate wọn, wọ́n tún compensate gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Torí pé àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá la ní wọ́n gbàgbé wọ́n fi Yorùbá sí. Wọ́n tún ṣùgbọ́n lára àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá. Láìpẹ́ ìṣòro àwọn méjì bẹ́ẹ̀ mẹ́ńṣọ̀ yẹn. Tó máa gbé wọn ti pa wọn. Ta ló bèrè bí wọn, ta ló bèrè ayé àwọn, ta ló bèrè òbí.
Tó ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá wa.
Nàìjíríà gọ́ọ̀mù àti gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ni wọ́n láti ṣe apology fún chief.
Ó dà.
Chief owó dẹ́ni gbọ́dọ̀ apology.
Ó dà. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Thank you so much. Ẹ rí i pé n táwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ń sọ ni pé bàbá wa olóyè Dr. Sunday Igboho tí ìjọba Nàìjíríà pa èèyàn méjì sínú ilé ẹ̀. Bíyàn bá wọlé yẹn ìkúnlẹ̀ abiyamọ o. Mo mà kíyà wa tó bí bàbá wa olóyè Sunday Igboho kọ́lọ́run ọba Elédùmarè kó bá ń lọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀mí dáadáa kí ẹ pẹ́ fún wa. Bàyá mi Comfort Ológunjà ní Igboho hold no one apology. Ìyàwó Elizabeth ní Yorùbá nation máa dúró láṣẹ Elédùmarè. Mo mà kí gbogbo yín o tí ẹ̀ ń bá wa dá sí. Dizzy sọ pé 1, 2, 3 it is important that we recover the corpses of Àdògán and Àfà. Àwọn èèyàn tẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn mọ́. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá a sọ̀rọ̀ nípa òkú méjèèjì mọ́. Bó mo sọ fún yín pé àwa máa highlight ẹ̀ lórí ti sister broadcast wa àti lórí Star Radio. Next week topic will be we want the bodies of the 2 innocent lives. Gbogbo bó ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ ni máa narrate ní ètò tó máa wáyé lágbára Elédùmarè ní next week lórí ti Star Radio UK. Àmọ́ ó kù ìṣẹ́jú méje péré tí a máa fi parí ètò yìí. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wà lórí MixLR. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ń gbọ́ wa káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé ní gbogbo ìgbà fún wàhálà tẹ́yin náà ń ṣe torí pé báwa ṣe ń ṣe wàhálà lẹ́yìn náà kúkú ń ṣe wàhálà gbogbo anájọ́ ń ṣe wàhálà iṣẹ́ kan easy ẹni tó ń gbọ́ náà wàhálà ni ẹni tó ń sọ wàhálà náà ni àmọ́ adúpẹ́ fún ọba Elédùmarè mo tún fi àsìkò ilé nǹkan sí mo tún fi kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí pé a kú palẹ̀mọ́ ọdún abáwa láyé gbogbo ẹ̀yin ti kìrìsìtẹ́nì náà mo kí yín pé a kú gbogbo lent àti àwẹ̀ tá à ń gbà lọ́tún lósì àdúrà àṣẹlẹ̀ wa lórí mo wá lọ sọ́dọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yin oníṣẹ̀ṣe àgbáyé bí a ṣe ń celebrate Ifá Day náà là ń celebrate this ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ogun ò ní jà wá o àmọ́ àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ń dunnú rẹpẹtẹ láti ìjọ Monday tí Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ìyẹn President Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ìyẹn olórí gbogbo ti ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà tó ń bẹ nílùú Paris lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ẹgbọ́n kan tí èèyàn kan fi ránṣẹ́ sí mi congrats to Oduduwa nation Tinubu is doing well Chief of Army Staff Yorùbá Inspector General of Police Yorùbá Controller General Custom Yorùbá Acting CBN Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Yorùbá Guard Brigade Commander Yorùbá Chief of Staff Yorùbá Special Adviser on Special Duties Communications and Strategy Yorùbá Special Adviser on Monetary Policy Yorùbá Director of Information at the State House Yorùbá Special Adviser Energy Yorùbá Acting Controller General Nigerian Coronation Services appointed was by Buhari in May and predated Tinubu Yorùbá Commander Brigade of Guard Yorùbá 7 Guard Battalion Asokoro Abuja Yorùbá 176 Guard Battalion Gwagwalada Abuja Yorùbá Second in Command State House Artillery Yorùbá Commanding Officer State House Eminent Yorùbá Senior Special Assistant National Assembly Matters House of Reps Yorùbá bí wọ́n ti ṣe fi ránṣẹ́ sí mi nǹkan nínú àwọn tí wọ́n ń tẹ̀lé wa náà lọ ní Kóìkì àwọn rí eléyìí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín lọ́tún lósì mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Yorùbá mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ọmọdé mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àgbàlagbà mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń tẹ̀lé ìrìn àjò Yorùbá Nation. Yorùbá Nation is a movement and a movement would have every reason that we continue. Saturday in Glasgow, Scotland, precisely, there will be a big outing of the Scottish people demanding, asking for one thing and one thing alone. They are asking for the right to self-determination. It's an inalienable right. And we hope that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the current president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, would at some point in his administration have a dialogue, a discussion with those that are agitating under the right of the United Nations, the African Union. We understand that the Nigerian law do not have what they call the referendum as we speak right now. But I can tell you, like I explained in one of our broadcasts, East Timor were able to have a right to the same referendum when government changed over. It took that president of that time less than 600 days to bring peace to a country that has encountered a lot in 3 decades. Bola Tinubu can bring that unity among all the indigenous people. He can do it if he has the will, if he has the determination, if he has the ambition that is just away from the political terrain. If he doesn't do it in the next 4 years, he will then have to come back again for another campaign of re-election. If he gets re-elected, he will have another 4 years. If he then complete that 4 years, making 8 years, and yet is not able to complete these, what we called the dissolution, as we saw it in the Soviet Union, we saw it in Yugoslavia. We saw that all these has happened before in the past, but yet, we are not able to say that should we not have our own right to self-determination in the next 8 years, then we would have to wait much more longer, because by 2031, power will change. All these Yoruba that everybody is talking about, will change as well. Everybody knows that. Because whoever becomes the president in 2031, should Nigeria still remain as one, is not going to allow any Yoruba to be your chief of defense staff. Is not going to allow Yoruba to be your inspector general of police. Will not allow any Yoruba to be the same position that the current president Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing right now. Yes, it's a good move. It's a good temporary political move, like Imperial Majesty King Adeoye says. Don't forget, we also need political power to get Yoruba nation. He has got the political power now. He must not abuse and misuse it in the next 8 years. 4 years to start with, that last in 2027, if Bola Tinubu failed to get Nigeria to dissolve without any war, then there will be more crises in the future. We can't take any more call because of the time constraint. We would have to say to those of you that are still trying to call, let's leave it to the next broadcast. Always, well, there's no evil there, but like I said, that is what it says in terms of marginalization, subjugation. Whether the Igbos will be given access to the presidency, I can always say it is not going to happen anytime soon, because the North wants power back to them based on the arrangement and agreement. Whether PDP will still be a party in the next 4 years, whether APC will still be a party, I don't know. I got to hand over now to my producer. It's exactly 8:30 on the Star Radio UK network, and I appreciate everyone that have joined us once again. We pray for those that have lost their life, as we pray for those that are also under 12,000 feet below the water. Let's pray for them, even though we don't know them. That is a sound still picking every 30
And thank
minutes.
you so much, Mokibugwa. Now we are back onto this Koiki Media Network.
We pray that those that are working around the clock,
I could pick the call now. Let's switch things around a little bit. We just have probably less than 20 minutes because it's already late. And as you can tell, the studio is running from the home today. So, Mokibugwa, let me say,
and it is called
Mommy Me Comfort. Any is a good look. So, it is Sanwo Baba. Thank you so much. Let me see who was calling earlier. It was Dennis. So I can call him back. Thank you so much. Gbogbo ẹni tí ẹ wà lórí ètò pẹ̀lú mi. Ìgbówóṣà ìmọ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá Ọlọ́run ọba Elédùmarè kó bá wa dúró tì, kó bá wa pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, kó bá mi dúró tì àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí ẹ̀. Ó yẹ gbóhùn sókè bàbá wa torí a ti fi parí lórí Star Radio ní ìjìnlẹ̀ ìgbélé nǹkan. Ó yẹ gbóhùn sókè nísìn. Bàbá àgbàlagbà. Ètò náà nìyẹn. Àwa ni lágbára Elédùmarè.
Nígbà lákòókò já, lákòókò ọ̀rọ̀ mi wípé bàbá ò ní anybody láti bẹ̀. Ibùdó bá ní bàbá kó wọ bọ́ Nàìjíríà gan lé ní láì pé wọ́n kọ́ rìlíìsì Nnamdi Kanu. Kó máa lọ kí bàbá máa lọ Nàìjíríà.
Try this new smart patch instead. It draws out decades of built-up chemicals in the most bizarre way possible. When we saw it on Facebook, we thought it was bullshit. But when we dug deeper, the science actually made sense. Each foot pad contains powerful Japanese herbs that stimulate acupuncture points in your feet and can reduce swelling, boost energy, and naturally detoxify the body. The technology has existed since ancient Japan and has improved using modern day.
Yorùbá kọ́ ló wà ní president tá a bá fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation.
Okay.
Bẹ̀ẹ̀ta bá ń fi sẹ́tímẹ̀tì sí pé ọmọ wa ni ṣé gbogbo tó àpéjọ ìgbóhùnyàn wọ̀nyí ẹ jẹ́ ká rí i pé 30% Yorùbá ni 70% ìṣòro ká máa ṣe lórí ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ la fẹ́ ṣe awareness because àbí ìsọ pé president pé Yorùbá pọ̀ náà ó ní jọ́tà bá gbé àlè síta kò ló máa jíwèé ibi tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì.
Okay.
So, the 30% that is not pay 70% come out very fair to the president in the Kisha Yoruba, but Nigeria.
Okay.
So, take out my salary and yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's it?
Màkíyàn bàbá wa Dennis. Mo kí gbogbo èèyàn wa níbi tí a máa rí mọ kò ní jù báyìí lọ. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo èèyàn mọ káàárọ̀ òjíire tí ẹ̀ ń bá wa ká lọ ní gbogbo ìgbà lórí ètò tí à ń ṣe èyí tá à ń ṣe ní ìta èyí tá à ń ṣe nínú ilé mo kí Ọmọbọ́lájí mo kí Mr. Sonape. Thank you so much to all the Biafra that have joined us as well. Also remember to continue to support mo ní mo fẹ́ pín kankan wọ̀nyí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tẹ̀ràn mi létí mọ́ṣá gbogbo yín ti gbàgbé ká tó lọ ẹ jẹ́ kí n fi exclusive picture kan wọ̀nyí mo ń bọ̀ míyàn bá nírú picture yìí ní Nàìjíríà orúkọ mi làwọn máa pè yan aláì mo ń bọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ mú picture yẹn jáde ẹ má ti sá lọ o èmi ṣáà mú control program ẹ̀yin má ti lọ ṣe sùúrù díẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kí n mú picture yẹn jáde bí ọba nírú picture ní Nàìjíríà ọlọ́run ẹ̀kọ́ yẹ pé nǹkan mi lọ máa sọ òyìnbó kárí láyé òyìnbó kárí láyé ẹ jẹ́ mú picture yẹn wá iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ní iṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ wa ta ló rẹ́dì ta ló fẹ́ wo picture yẹn ó yá ń bọ̀ báyìí picture yẹn ló ń bọ̀ yìí o Ọmọbọ́lájí kí ló ń pẹ́ lẹ́rìn tí o ti mọ picture tí mo fi mú jáde ni tí ó ti di Waris ṣé ẹ ti rí picture yẹn ni ó dà pé ẹ̀yin tẹ tẹ̀lé mi láàárọ̀ yìí ó dà pé ẹ ti ń jíwèé wò ẹ̀yin tẹjọ wà lórí program ẹ ń jíwèé wò tẹ ti fẹ́ di iṣẹ́ ẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó yá wòran wòsùwòsùwò bí wòsùwòsùwò bí ó yá mò ń bọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ n gbé sókè díẹ̀ sí bá nírú picture ní Nàìjíríà kí lẹ máa sọ tí bá nírú picture ní Nàìjíríà tí mo ya picture ní Nàìjíríà ìyá mi Ọlánìrè ìyá mi gbémi lékè tẹ bá nírú picture ní tó wáyé pé Nàìjíríà nìyẹn ti ya picture yìí kí lẹ rò kó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ n gbójú mi kúrò ẹ ṣì kọ́kọ́ wo ilé náà kí lẹ rò kó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ èmi náà bá ológbò prime minister wàláì èmi náà ti di celebrity mú ọmọ ṣá ológbò yìí kò síbi tí wọ́n ti mọ̀ ní gbogbo àgbáyé bó ṣe wà yẹn ìyá mi Ọláníní ó ní ansan bọ̀bọ̀ ìyá comfort ní what cat ti number 10 Downing Street ní ẹ̀rí bó ṣe ń dán yòbòyòbò ó ń dán jẹun tó wà Nàìjíríà lọ bó ṣe wà yẹn kò gbọ́dọ̀ kú bó ṣe wà yẹn ológbò tó ń lé gbogbo àwọn ti prime minister lọ nìyẹn kábíyèsí Elédùmarè Ọlọ́run àwọn tó wà ń lé o má ṣe o ológbò number 10 Downing Street ní ológbò number 10 Downing Street ẹ̀wọ̀n kan lọ́bẹ̀ léni ológbò number 10 mo bá àwọn ọlọ́pàá kan náà ya picture ǹtẹ̀ mọ́ bí tí picture yẹn wà ẹ jẹ́ n lọ mú yẹn náà jáde ẹ̀yin lẹ máa kọ́kọ́ rí ká tó post ẹ̀ lọ Bishop Adesina kí lẹ rí sí ológbò yìí ológbò yá àjẹ́ tó bá jẹ́ Nàìjíríà ni wọn ní ológbò yá àjẹ́ rẹ́rẹ́ ti rún ní Nàìjíríà ìlú yẹn ok fóònù ọ̀tọ̀ ni mo fi ya picture ìmọ̀ àtàwọn ọlọ́pàá yẹn a máa post yẹn later kí lẹ rí sí ológbò yìí ológbò number 10 Downing Street mare Ọlọ́run ológbò ìbò ṣe wà yìí oríṣiríṣi prime minister ló ti rí òun gangan ló ní ológbò gangan ló ní abẹ́rẹ́ ológbò yẹn abẹ́rẹ́ bó ṣe ń dán wàhálà wà báyìí òyìnbó kárí láyé òyìnbó kárí láyé àṣẹ tálà wá ṣẹ̀ báyìí torí Elédùmarè Ọlọ́run máa ṣàánú wa tálà ṣe gangan ní Nàìjíríà báyìí tó lógbò ń gbádùn ju èèyàn lọ Ọlọ́run máa jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn wá jìyà o ológbò yìí nísìn kò ń ṣe ó kàn á tún lọ rí dókítà á tún lọ fi gbé dókítà pé ó yá wá wo dókítà ẹ jẹ́ n gbọ́ another angle wa èèyàn kan ló yà mí níbẹ̀ níbi náà ipá ológbò yẹn dẹ̀ wá súnmọ́ wa níbi tá a dúró sí àwa journalist má ṣe ẹ tó wà nílé kò mọ in tó miss another angle ológbò yẹn lélẹ̀ Dennis olaiko ológbò yẹn Bishop Adesina ni if it is in Nigeria DSS would have ṣé rántí pé wọ́n pa ológbò lọ́dọ̀ bàbá mi olóyè Sunday Igboho gbogbo tí máa lò next week lélẹ̀ Nigeria no be country wọ́n pa ológbò wọ́n ní Igboho ló ti dológbò wọ́n ní Igboho ti dológbò ọba pa ológbò òun ló ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mọ́mí mi comfort ẹni tó ní Downing Street eléyìí ológbò ló ní Downing Street bó ṣe wà yẹn nísìnyí wà láì ìyá gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ kọ́kọ́ mo kí mọ́mí wa yẹmi sí ọ̀kan láwọn ẹ̀ máa káàbọ̀ mọ́mí wọ́n ní ó ṣó ni wọ́n ní máa yọ síyàn lóru London Cosmolatasam _London Big Sam Band mo kí coolest _gold àwọn èèyàn pọ̀ tó máa ń wà lórí Instagram ó rà ní pé Instagram kì í jẹ data bí àwọn èèyàn máa ń pọ̀ lórí Instagram we have many cat here so bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn ìlú kan àwọn ológbò ṣeré Nàìjíríà nìkan ni ológbò yá jẹ tó bá dólógbò Nàìjíríà báyìí ó ti dàjẹ́ nìyẹn tó bá lólógbò ní Nàìjíríà ọ̀nà ọmọ sọ pé ó ti dàjẹ́ lọ ìlú yẹn backward country nígbà tí mo lọ bá wọn sí mi lọ́sàn-án ìtawá sọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ó ṣe Nàìjíríà nìkan àti other African country náà ó backward ju kí ló dálẹ̀ lọ tó bá sọ nǹkan fún wọn báyìí nǹkan mélòó tó máa sọ nǹkan kan ò yé wọn my princess ẹ jẹ́ kí n gbádùn program kí ló dé ẹni tó wà tàbí ẹ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ how are you you look very beautiful why you don't like it pẹ̀lẹ́ mommy so ẹ̀yin tèmi ẹ̀ka filẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ kébì náà tún lọ relax dóná mo tẹ̀ sùn náà lára mo sùn 2 hours kan nìkan bíi 4 mo sùn mo kàn ń gbọ́ Lady K mo ní láti lọ gbọ́ gba pro èmi náà mo ní láti lọ gbọ́ àwọn analysis kan ti jáde rẹpẹtẹ báyìí mo ní láti lọ ṣe aproko kébì náà lọ gbọ́ èmi ọkọ̀ fẹ́ sọ gbogbo ẹni kò sí tó kàn mí pẹ̀lú ogun tó ń sọ àwọn sisters wa àtàwọn mothers wa ti ń sọ àwọn ìyá wa àwọn Lady K àṣà ti ṣe àwọn oníkọ́ bá mi máa ṣe analysis yẹn àwọn focus lórí foreign diplomacy Tinubu ló wà ní Paris nísìnyí àwọn tó pàdé mi ní Nigerian embassy lẹ́nìí máa kàn rí wọn Koiki oya orí social media máa ti rí ẹ̀ mú kíyìn o gbogbo ẹ̀ ti South East ìyàn kan wá gba ọlọ́run tó wá ṣe láti Southampton bí àgbà tó dé embassy lọ sọ pé ó máa ra kí ló máa ń rà yẹn postal order ó tún bi mí pé mò ń júwèé ọ̀nà fún ó tún jẹ́rí pé reason tí mo ṣe sọ fún yín pé bá mi subscribe o lọ subscribe like ṣé like new initiative tí mo fẹ́ gbé jáde yẹn wo ọmọ Nàìjíríà tí mo sọ fún yẹn tí mo ní ibà ló máa gbà ó tún sọ fún mi pé bíbà lọ ní kò ń gbà èmi lèmi tún sọ bí tó máa gbà fún ọ ìyá mi Rúkàyà kílẹ̀ sọ ẹni plenty this side and lọ́dọ̀ tí yan ológbò ni Koiki I'm hearing a voice ìdálẹ̀ yẹ ẹ má gbọ́ voice ìyádàgbòrú ẹjọ́ postal mo tún sọ fún pé ibi báyìí ló máa gbà ó tún sọ èmi tèmi gbé ní London for 25 years tí bá díjú mo lè mọ anywhere lára mi gbogbo tí mo wà yẹn rí rí sí tí mo sọ fún yín pé ẹ lọ bá ẹ jẹ́ n show bẹ́ẹ̀ again ẹ jẹ́ kí n show YouTube yẹn ẹ bá wa lọ subscribe sí ó wà important tó bá tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé Nàìjíríà nìkan la bá sì target ambọ̀sibọ́sí kò ń ṣe Nàìjíríà nìkan mo fi target mo sọ fún yín pé gbogbo fídíò bẹ́ẹ̀ kò ní ju 10 minutes lọ mo dẹ̀ ti upload fídíò ní up to mo tún ṣe another video kan ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ lọ wo fídíò yẹn anyway ẹ ṣàkànjú náà so àkànjú ẹ yẹ kí lọ mú fídíò yẹn wá ẹ bá mi lọ subscribe a lè ní over 40,000 followers lórí YouTube àṣé gbogbo yín tẹ́ wá wà lórí YouTube ṣé ẹ like me money initiative kan náà tún nìyẹn náà èyí náà lẹni Koiki máa tẹ̀síwájú so mo fi lọ mú YouTube channel yẹn wá ni o a máa change the background yẹn nísìnyí ẹni tó bá ń wonder software wo ni mò ń lò OBS ni èmi ń lò so OBS òun ni mò ń lò ṣe yẹ kí n lọ mú page yẹn wá YouTube mi ti Koiki Odùduwà ẹ rí pé a stream lórí ẹ wọ́n ti to block wa lórí ẹ ní YouTube fún 20-something days so ilé ìgbọ̀n tí mò ń ṣe nísìn mò ń lọ through back nígbà tí mò ń lọ through back end ni so page yẹn lélẹ́yìí ẹ jẹ́ kí n fi wọ̀nyí mo bẹ̀ yín ni ẹ bá wa lọ subscribe mo ò ṣakọ rárá ẹ mọ̀ pé mo kì í sọ pé ká lọ subscribe but this particular one ẹ bá wa subscribe ẹ jẹ́ yan gbogbo àwọn ológbò yá jẹ́ tí ń block ẹ má block ẹ so that is a new page ẹni tó bá ti ṣe lálẹ́ màá share link yẹn nísìn ẹ bá mi lọ ṣe kíni ẹ bá mi subscribe so màá play video kan jáde nínú ẹ̀ lára video tí mo ṣe upload àwọn ọmọ yín ló ń dún lẹ́yìn ẹ má wọrí so ẹ jẹ́ ká wo video yìí this is a new video tí mo ṣe upload sórí ẹ̀ kí ló dé tí kò mú sound jáde ó kò ní bọ̀. ìwọ náà wo bí London ṣe fine mo ti share link yẹn ẹ jẹ́ bá mi gbọ́wọ́lé gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ wà lórí program báyìí àtẹni tó máa wo fídíò ilé ẹ bá mi gbọ́wọ́lé mo bẹ̀ yín ni at least mo fẹ́ rí 1,000 subscribers before the end of this week. ẹ má bínú mo ń ṣe nǹkan kan ní background ni mo máa padà wá nísìnyí òun ni kò jẹ́ kó ṣó ìyẹn tí mò ń fẹ́ pínlẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ ẹ má bínú a máa padà sẹ́yìn díẹ̀ ló ń bọ̀ mo pé pínì kíní ẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ ọmọ ń share link ẹ̀ fún àwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ rí pé mo tún sọ Yorùbá díẹ̀ ní bíbá ẹ̀ dóònà mo ti ní English mo fẹ́ máa sọ ọ́ so ẹ yẹ ká wá gbọ́ from the beginning sí.
láti Nigeria work pushing media, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Basically, everybody here wants to see you pé ó ní infrastructure system tó ṣiṣẹ́ powerful infrastructure system olùdó lórí bus olùdó lórí bicycle olùdó lórí underground olùdó lórí train. So these are all the things in the world that everybody wants to find. This is Quake Media. The 15th of June, 2023. I continue to tell you that infrastructure will not be the backbone of any country. You must have that infrastructure system. Ibi tó bá ti hold, ẹ̀ tún kọ́, ẹ̀ tún ṣe. But that doesn't happen in Nigeria. And this is the reason why I said we cannot live in denial anymore. It is time for us to have our own self-independent creation. And as you can tell, there's a lot of work to be done. Still need to do more awareness and tell our people all the reasons that we need to we must not be tired and we must not give up until we achieve our aims and objectives. God bless the Oracle, Professor Adebanji Akintoye. God bless Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho. God bless Chief Banji Ayeloge and all the teams on the Yoruba Self-Determination Movement. God bless the Central Office, Dr. Kyogo Osi. God bless the Chief Imam. God bless Mrs. Janet Mashaki. God bless the Yoruba World Media. God bless all those listeners and followers.
àwọn èèyàn wo tí mò ń ṣe ni àwọn àkókò.
Of the Yoruba people. God bless the Yoruba land. God bless all our leaders. Allah Koiki Media, bringing the world closer to your doorsteps.
ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún fi ìmí wọ̀nyí ẹ bá mi subscribe mo ń bẹ̀ yín ni mo ṣàkó rárá subscription ẹ̀ lò gan 143 Koiki Media ẹ jẹ́ ká push eléyìí jáde ẹ jẹ́ kí n fi one more video wọ̀nyí okay yìí tí mo ṣe tó lọ sí underground yẹn bó nìyẹn wà eléyìí tí mo ṣe ní Downing okay eléyìí ní sẹ exclusive ni though ẹ rí mi ní Downing Street but I didn't post this anywhere ibi báyìí mo post ẹ̀ sí ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ eléyìí náà This is exclusive.
Is coming to 10 Downing Street, which housed the Prime Minister, and number 10 and number 11 also have the Chancellor. Living in the UK for 25 years, it's been a journey itself, and it's also exclusive to have the privilege, based on my job, to visit the home of the Prime Minister. You see the flag right there. Once again, like I always say, it takes time to build yourself in any country, to settle down. But as soon as you settle down, there will be a lot of opportunity, especially in the United Kingdom. Whatever you want to do, make sure you go for it. Make sure you propel it. If you're going to study, if you're going to be working, if you're going to be, whatever it is, make sure you do as much of whatever it is.
And listen, even Gomo they say life lórí ẹ̀, if we don't have the right number of people, kò tí fún wa ní life, because we need a certain amount of people before you go live on the page. So even if I want to go live on it, the subscription is still very, very low, extremely low. So it is important that people first subscribe. So even the ìtajẹ́ ta ní ẹran tí pa ní backup kan náà, ta ní backup kan náà, but backup yẹn ó ṣì wà, ìyẹn tẹ̀ ti wà ní 300 subscription, so that in case tí YouTube bá fún wa ní problem kankan, a lè ní backup yẹn. But eléyìí gan sef àìtí lè ṣe live lórí ẹ̀, nítorí pé àìtẹ̀ tí ní the number that YouTube expect us to have. So the mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Yẹmí Fátókẹ́. So the first thing people need to do is kọ́kọ́ bá wa subscribe sórí eléyìí náà. Ẹ bá ti subscribe sórí ẹ̀, then àwa lè sọ pé okay, bí alẹ́ nǹkankan a lè ṣe live látòrí ẹ̀. So yeah, it's broken. So ẹ jẹ́ ká continue video yẹn. Mo ti rí the second video tí mo wá, ó wà ńbẹ̀ kiri tí mo fi ṣe picture kiri ẹ̀ ni mo ṣe ń pèpè. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wélé tán. So video mẹ́ta la máa wò lórí ẹ̀. Bí ṣe sọ àwọn videos kan wà níbi lórí Koiki Media. Is because a fẹ́ project ilé fún àwọn irú bàbá tí mò ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn nísìn. So mo ní láti lọ ṣe fídíò kan láti embassy wa tí màá wá gbé káàkiri sí ibi tí ó máa lọ sí irú post office yẹn, màá dẹ̀ fi síbẹ̀. So next time irú bàbá yẹn á ti wo irú fídíò yẹn kó tó wá sí London tó ń bá mi argue pé nǹkan kan ló sọ fún òun, èmi ní kó gba báyìí, ó ní kankan ló sọ fún òun torí kò yé. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ the part of the rest of the video yẹn.
It will be for the benefit of yourself, your community, and how you might also be helping humanity. From my own point of view, mine is to use my platform called the Koiki Media to propel and advise and guide as many people, especially those that are coming to UK for the first time, or those that are returning, or those that want to have an idea, living in UK, what does it entail? What does it mean? Because there's a difference between living in a country and also participating. So many people travel and you don't want to engage. You have to engage, especially so that you can also be a person to help the next person. So again, this is number 10 Downing Street, the house of the UK Prime Minister, where I am currently making these beautiful videos. It is a beautiful weather, and as most of the time, the UK weather can change rapidly. It can go from windy to sunny, but we are not in winter, as you can tell. We're at a bright, beautiful, sunny time. Once again, my name is Alamiko. Leave a comment down. Which government house have you paid a courtesy visit to? Let me know in the comment section. But I will be telling you more about more of my other visits to some more other exclusive places. But for now, it is a privilege and it's always one to be able to. But for now, it's a privilege, and it's always one.
Very respectful. Very, very respectful. About matter to declare security. So they don't see us as a threat. Then talk about team where lira Moki Mommy or Bridget Agboma taught him where you are part of the family. So they see everybody there as part of the family. Could have been Nigeria or I call disrespecting anyhow.
To be able to come down here. I've been here so many times, but each time I return back, it's always like I've never been here before. Thank you so much.
And that is our cat there. Olugbo Tabaya picture there. So now let's play the next video. Then Tabati play video at all. Then I'll bring back to my face, and then we will end this. So link on say, want to share a link here. Oh, very straightforward. And they type in Koiki Media TV. By now, gone to buy one subscribe. Look based on how to in your company don't subscribe. That is pay. Sound to subscribe. They are not interested. What will a program, but they don't want to subscribe. I mean, only one person. 143 they tell it. So we only get one person. So check as a party subscribe. Larry is the name of the cat. He was born in 2007. Okay, I didn't know that. So subscribe. Interesting. All right, let's watch one more. Then I will then end this program.
So many things. And that is the beauty of London. London has a lot. This is coming off from Saturday. So I'm going to come up on the bus now. Again, as I continue to document the 25 years in the UK. I love going on the bus. Thank you, Trevor. So I'm going to come on the bus. Then I will be making my way to so many things. But one thing again is, let me remind you, there's different train stations. Remember, like I said, get the free paper. It is free. Make sure you get yours. Whenever you are out there, you can read so much of what is happening. It's free. So we're going to buy a bus pass. I need to top up.
So let me show you. I want to show people how easy you can purchase your own bus pass because Roman Low bank card, that is the touch.
Top up. But once again, as you can tell, there's a lot happening in London. There's the West End Live 2023 free music concert, which is coming up both on Saturday and Sunday. But let's first go into the underground and let me buy my bus pass. Since I've run out of a little bit inside my oyster, so we're going to do it again today, as we've done it before in the past. So we're going to buy my oyster. And once again, as you know. So what we're going to do, now, as usual, like I told you the other day, always first touch. It tells me that I'm minus £1.28, so I'm going to put £5, and that £5 I'm going to use my card. So what we're going to do,
oh, I like Olugbo, yeah. Okay, that's good. Olugbo ìjọba náà nìyẹn. Nǹkan gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe Olugbo ẹ̀ bó ṣe wà ẹ̀.
Now, you move my card, and you have to remember to touch this again. Very, very important. And there you go. Now you have £3.37 on it. And that is how you end up buying your own oyster.
So that is about it. Again, about subscribe to Rare. There's a project that we are running on it. But without, yeah, it seems that the number has gone up a little bit again from 143 to 147. So the more people, I'll be sharing more of the link out. I should have another video up again. I'll be there any suggestion no. Send us the info@koikimedia.com. Koiki, anything. But like I said, I don't do visa. I don't do anything here. I'm not a visa agent. Gbogbo nǹkan tó wà nínú UK, based on my experience and my mom experience as well. I can guide you. I can talk about anything in the kódà tó wáyé pé federal register àbíṣẹ́ tó wáyé pé ti níwèé ni o òyìn pé kọ̀dé sọ pé wá ṣe I don't know about that too. But anything you want me to discuss, send us the info@Koiki Media. Koiki sọ̀rọ̀ lórí tọ́pìkì and I'll look around it. Ìtì máa ma tó bá yẹ pé orí inú lé ni máa ti ṣe bá dẹ̀ pé ta ni mo because there's difference between the outdoor and the indoor, but we can always match it together. But any of the video there, like I promise you, kò ní tó 10 minutes. But it's going to go a long way in the long run. So that is how far we can go. Mr. Labi Mokinyi, if it is Nigeria, Fulani will kidnap the cat and ask for ransom. Ológbò ìyá jẹ gbólógbò ẹ jáde lẹ́ǹkan sí ká tó máa lọ. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o. Yorùbá nation is not going. Má block ojú bá mi nà. Ológbò ìyá jẹ má block ojú Ìgbòho ṣá. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín lẹ́ǹkan sí fún the moral support and everything. Ẹ fọkàn balẹ̀. Kò síbi táwa ń lọ Yorùbá nation ni. Wá a ti ṣe 3 hours, so we've done enough already. And I still have a lot of videos. Mo ní gbogbo àwọn videos mi tí mo ṣe lénìí mo ní láti download it. Ẹ má bínú, I think it's a network tí bá wà níbẹ̀ yẹn. So we're going to add another extra network. Àwọn kan complain pé YouTube video yẹn ò ń jáde dáadáa. It could be the phone. Maybe we will try another phone. Phone tá à ń lò lélẹ̀. We will probably try another phone when next I'm there again. But for now, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ You Don't See Igboho, and then we end the program with our anthem. Thank you so much. Have a very good evening. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Weather ẹ̀ ṣe òun ṣe ń wọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tiwa ní aago 9 Ọlọ́run tóbi lọ́ba. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí àwọn tó wà lábẹ́ omi. Hey, Ọlọ́run bá Elédùmarè jẹ́ kó rí wọn. It's not easy. Àwa táwa lórí òfurufú náà kọ́lọ́run kó ṣàánú wa torí ebi ń pa àwọn èèyàn nílé o. Ebi ń pa àwọn èèyàn nílé àti mọ̀ tí Tinubu máa ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn tó ebi ń pa nílé báyìí. So I don't know. Thank you so much. This is 1, 2, 3. Thank you, my brother. Mo kí àwa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí gbogbo yín pátápátá. Màá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀mí sí tí bá padà wá. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn Global Directorate, mo kí gbogbo àwọn Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn, OPC, Baba wa Ìbà Gani Adams, Yorùbá One Boys, Mọ́mí wa Grace Olúṣọ̀tọ̀, the GR1, gbogbo àwọn organizations àti WhatsApp groups tó wà ní gbogbo ibi tí olúkálùkù ti ń ṣe what they can do just for the awareness to keep going on. Thank you so much. I'm gonna play anthem and listen, then I will end the broadcast. Màá kọ́ close gbogbo ẹ̀yìn after the anthem. Èmi náà fi lọ mo fi lọ gbọ́ Lady K analysis ẹ̀ tán mo gbọ́ délẹ̀ àti àṣà ti ṣe méjèèjì yẹn mo fi catch up lálẹ́ kí n gbọ́ tán délẹ̀. There's a lot of laughing there, but I will be going through gbogbo nonsense ẹ̀ mọ́ so káwa fi àwọn sisters wa kọ́ máa deal pẹ̀lú wọn so káwa lè focus. A sì máa sọ̀rọ̀ náà lórí ìsìtìmọ̀ yẹn bí lọ́la lágbára Ọlọ́run ìbò náà tẹ̀mí wà ká tó máa lọ. Ológbò ìyá àjẹ́ ọ̀wọ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀pọ̀ ológbò Ìgbòho nígbà tó ọmọ value animal àwọn terrorist government ẹ wọlé ẹ pa gbogbo ológbò. Wọ́n ní kí Ìgbòho kọ́ba bẹ̀bẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ jẹ́.
Masibere
Ọlọ́run jẹ́ àrí emergency not coming out again tonight. Ó di ọ̀la lágbára Elédùmarè. Ó máa ń yọlá máa sùn. Shalom bí àṣàmọ́ mi comfort and shalom. Thank you so much. Ẹni tí ń bá dárúkọ ẹ má fi ṣèbínú. You know, we might not know you're there, but we appreciate everybody. Ó rán yọlá máa sùn. Ẹ má lọ dream nípa ológbò ìyá àjẹ́ yìí o. Ó dàárọ̀. Bye for now. Shalom.